the show is spreading this information around so people don't get hit time and time again the same old way with the same old scams. So welcome. I invite you to call at any time, 24 hours a day, 303-MARTINO, and then we'll call you back. So many people will attest to that. So if you call us at 303-627-8466 and leave a number, we'll get back to you. You can also message me on Nextdoor or any other social media. Leave a number, whether it's LinkedIn, Facebook, or whatever. We have a presence. Again, I'm not really active on some of them. I don't necessarily take pictures of what I eat or talk about my love life, or vacations. But I do have a presence where you can reach me for help. Now, when you call, we'll call you. You can also call directly when we're on the air, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. We have a good show lined up today. Brooke is with us. Brooke, I really like Brooke's straightforward approach, Brooke White, to solar. Refreshing in this industry. And, we have a couple companies we love in solar, and that's it. There's so many, bad players out there. First of all, there's so many door knockers and phone callers and emailers, solicitors that aren't even in the solar business. Brooke, how did that happen? Brooke, by the way, is with Red Rocks Roof and Solar. Brooke, how did it happen? And by the way, get your calls in 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Brooke, how did it happen that it turned into a sales, mainly canvassing and soliciting, and then they all go to the same handful of companies to put this stuff in, and you don't hear from either one of them when it's done. You call one, they say call the other. How did that happen? How did it get splintered?
Yeah, so I think that it's very difficult for folks to have a good sales team and have a good install company. From what I understand, I'm the only person, maybe one or two other companies, that does all of the work themselves from the start of the project to the end of it. And it's just difficult to maintain both of those aspects. People are either really good at promoting people and getting them focused on the sales side of things, or they're really good at installing. And so combining the two means that you have to be really good with people and also really good at getting permits done and things the way that they need to happen. So what happens is a lot of folks find it a lot easier to reach out to, sales teams to come up and sell for them. And then they just do the install work. And then exactly like what you said happens. Now you've got 2 different people or 3 different people or however many other people in your one project, and nobody wants to take accountability when things go sideways. So it does put you in a weird spot where you're really stuck between a rock and a hard place.
And service is really hard, not just... Even if you get the sales down and then the installation, service, calling people back, having them, hey, take a look at this. I'm having this symptom or that symptom. So I'm glad that you're doing all 3. And if people have solar questions, they can call. That's Red Rocks Roof and Solar. And I want to continue here and talk about other things as well. First, I want to thank Mark and Suzanne. I went to their Mark's dad's birthday party, and I got a present, a head cold. So I want to thank
Oh, no. So many people, gosh.
No. Mark, when you said you were feeling that and some other people that were there, I said,
okay.
No,
wait a second. My only issue was I was feeling hoarse. Me and my buddy Tommy that came in from Tulsa, all we do is argue for 3 days straight.
Funny.
Imagine that.
But wait. Your guys are kind of the same political ilk.
But it doesn't matter. Yeah, we are of the same political ilk, but it doesn't matter. We were arguing mostly Lady Gaga versus Taylor Swift. And I think Lady Gaga sucks.
Oh, Mark.
Sucks.
Come on, Mark.
Compared to Taylor Swift.
I think
she's superior.
I think they're both immensely
Oh, yeah.
talented.
Okay. One's got $1 billion in tours everywhere. The other one I haven't seen anywhere for how long?
But Mark, why do you have to be so absolute with good and bad? I mean, they're both immensely talented people, and
I don't think they're close. I think Taylor Swift has way more fans. People like her music way better. I think they're totally different.
Mostly girls from 8 to 14.
Hey, Are you making fun of guys that like Taylor Swift? You'll get swifted so quick.
Mark,
you think being
I
outed?
don't have anything. First of all, you're not going to pit me against anyone. I said they're both immensely talented. If
But
I
one's
had to compare
more talented.
Lady Gaga is 10 times the musician and composer.
Oh
and
my God! Okay,
yeah,
Tommy.
Well, okay.
Oh, isn't it funny? They're both named Tommy.
First of all, Mark, your knowledge of music can fit in a thimble. What I'm saying is Taylor Swift is talented. Taylor Swift is talented. Taylor Swift's voice is not that great, and her lyrics
Okay.
are simple.
Okay.
She
She's
has
a
simple
poet.
songs. She has simple songs about boys and girls, and it's great. It's
Oh,
wonderful.
this from the guy that loves Yellow
But
Submarine.
You can't compare that to
I
Lady
can't
Gaga.
even believe this
I agree with it.
conversation's
Lady
happening.
Gaga is
One of them relaxes in Vegas and sings 3 nights a week to the same people. The other one literally sells out 100,000 chair stadiums all over the world.
Well, you know what? That's fine. You can't necessarily. Look, if you want to measure,
yeah, you can't judge
success,
a musician
if you
by
wanna
the amount
measure
of people that
commercial
listen to her
success-
music,
Mark,
the amount of
first
people
all,
that buy her
first of all,
tickets.
you present this either or, and I'm not into the either or, so I'm not going to get trapped by your ignorance. But one thing I'm going to say is this: if people are allowed to have opinions, I think Lady Gaga is a very deep musician as far as her abilities. I think Taylor Swift is a pop star. That's what I think. I think she is a million miles wide and an inch deep, and I think that Lady Gaga is not as wide and is much deeper. That's my assessment of the two. There is no good or bad or better. I mean, I think they both
Yeah, there
are
is,
strong.
and it's called Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift is way more commercially successful at this point. At one point, Lady Gaga was. I mean, everyone takes their play in the sun.
So, Suzanne, I'll give you an example.
But Mark, I think you pick things to argue
Suzanne,
about. I really think that
Suzanne.
you thrive on picking things to argue about.
Well, I do.
Yeah, okay.
There's
well,
no doubt.
I pick
You've
things
known
to
me
argue.
30 years. You know this.
My life has been arguing against people who hurt people. I don't give a good goddamn about Taylor Swift and Lady Gaga. I wouldn't waste the time with my friend visiting from Oklahoma to argue about that.
But that's what we do, Tom. I mean, I don't know what to tell you there. That's what we both enjoy doing.
Oh, okay. So anyway, here's the deal.
Hey guys,
Yes.
if anybody wants to call into the show, it's 303 Martino.
Thank you. 303-627-8466.
303-627-8466.
If any Swifties out there would like to get involved,
let's
that's
not do that.
303 Martino.
I want to mention one thing.
Lady Gaga is far superior a voice.
And musician, but
Hey, anybody out there listening, we're looking for a
And by the
producer.
way-
You can call
by the
303
way-
Martino.
By the way, that is my opinion, and Mark has his opinion, and we all have opinions. Like, if you tried to say who's smarter, I mean, you could say, Einstein or, I don't know, pick one. Hawking. I mean, who's smarter? Can you say?
I don't know.
Yeah. Here's the deal. Speaking of smarts, I call Elon Musk a futurist.
He's smart as hell, man.
Now, this futurist, he finally did get his test subject to start some FDA clinical trials on the brain.
Is that on that brain implant?
I'd really love to talk about that. I mean, the implications of this. But I wonder if anyone has wondered what I've wondered about the wonder. And we'll talk about it coming up. But seriously now, if you have a problem, question, or complaint, give us a call. One place that we're aligned with all the time, helping people. So give us a call, 303-713-TALK. Now, by the way, speaking of helping people, Frank Duran, the real estate man, there's no one better. This guy, he has been doing more market evaluations now than ever because people are wondering, what will my house sell for with this market? And he'll give you a complete and accurate assessment. It's not a drive-by. I mean, you have to really want to know what it's going to sell for, what you're going to clear, what you're going to net, what you can actually buy, even in this market or another market even. And it's all free, and there's no gimmick, no obligation. 303-920-1622. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com.
Yep. Inflation?
Yeah, I still hate it.
Inflation Salvation.
Save me with some cash.
Oh my God.
Keep listening every weekday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. for your chance to win $1,000. Just listen for the hourly keyword, then enter it at khal.com. Sponsored by Lerner & Rowe Injury Attorneys.
Hey, it's Rick Lewis. When you're in a wreck, call the attorneys I trust at Lerner & Rowe. The consultation is free and they don't charge you a penny until they settle your case.
Call Lerner & Rowe. Those guys are great. Call 303-333-8888.
You know, the deals continue at europlumbingcolorado.net. I absolutely love when I can have a client and I can say to you, hire them, save money. You will not find water heaters anywhere at this deal. Now, listen to this. A 40-gallon tank, $13.99, fully installed, the old one taken away. That includes everything, include new supply line for water and flex line for gas. Now, if you want a 50-gallon, it's $14.99. But here's the deal. No matter what size or what kind, you'll save money. 303-668-6844, europlumbingcolorado.net. The last thing you want to do is get in trouble and then look for an attorney. So I'm not telling you to, get in trouble because you have an attorney. I'm saying don't ever shop when you're under pressure. You'd be surprised how many people get into a scuffle with a neighbor at a bar, or they get DUI, or they're smoking weed and they drive. They do stupid things. You don't want to hunt for a lawyer that you need in those situations. I've done the shopping for you. Joe Lazzara can handle all kinds of defenses. Even if you want to plead guilty and learn your lesson, you need an attorney. Free consultations up front and then flat rate pricing. 303-429-6200. 429-6200.
Thank you.
It's been a rough last.
What do we got? 4 minutes.
Shut up.
No, I watched them.
Yeah.
Did you not want to know?
I'm just kidding.
No, I have a become the banker.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I did not. I'm from Iowa. I'm bandwagon fan from like
Do you have a cold?
2008 or whatever it
Me?
was.
No, her.
Oh,
I'm
no.
sorry.
Switch
Brooke.
over to offline. He's asking if you have a cold.
Don't hit the mic button. Just hit offline and then you can talk.
Brooke, it sounds like she has a cold. Does she have a cold?
I do. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. I'm not there. Ha ha. Give it to Mark and Suzanne.
Hey, Tommy, her baby was just in the hospital with RSV.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Holy crap. Hey, can babies
He's
get
good, though.
vaccinated for that?
RSV, I think it's part of their. I feel like it's part of their things that they're supposed to get vaccinated for.
How old's your baby?
He is actually going to turn 1 on Sunday. Isn't
Oh
that
my
exciting?
goodness. So how's he doing?
That's a big one.
Oh, he's doing good. I think it was the combo of the RSV and the pneumonia that got him. So we just got him the right antibiotics.
That RS thing is everywhere, isn't it?
Damn.
Yeah.
Where does the docs and stuff say they get it? Just from where?
I mean,
Like
it's,
the grocery store?
well, so RSV is kind of like a normal cold for us to have. So he could have got it from anywhere. It just
Okay.
hits kids really hard. So it's just like us having, whatever I have right now is probably RSV. Right? Just a little sniffle for me, but for kids, it takes them down pretty hard. How have you been? How was your holiday season?
I'm doing good, man. My holiday season is a snore fest.
Mine too. I'm from Iowa. There's
just
nothing
chill.
exciting.
I just chill.
Hey, Tommy.
Yeah.
Mark's taking his dad to the hills tomorrow, so I was going to ask Brent Keel to go to your home studio. Is that okay? From
Oh, for
Keelan
sure,
Park?
For sure.
Okay.
You gonna go gambling, Mark?
Yeah, he likes playing poker, so we'll go up where Doc always goes and just sit down and play some poker. I mean, he loves poker. He could sit and play poker forever. In fact, the first thing he said to me when he got in the car, he's like, "Oh, we're going to have to go up the hill."
Doesn't he go to the reservations too? I mean, down in Florida?
I don't know. He plays, so they have, in their retirement community, the guys have, well, I say guys, there's some women that play, but, majority. There's probably 20 or 30 of them that play 2 or 3 times a week, man.
He likes playing tournament.
No, they play cash games.
Oh, he told me he likes tournament better.
Yeah, I don't know.
He
I'll
said
have
because
to
he
ask
said
him.
when he has to bet each hand, it gets to be tiring. But I thought he said tournament style was his jam, but anyway.
No, I think you got it reversed. So when you play tournament, you're generally betting. You get to the point in the tournament where even if you got the shittiest cards in the world, you have to start betting because the antes are going up and you'll be broken
I
about
thought
10
tournament,
hands.
you just ante once, like there's a pot you play for at the end of the tournament.
You do, but then, but so you have chips. The chips are fake at that point. And each amount of time what happens is the bet goes up each time. So even if you have bad cards, you still end up throwing in money. So eventually, if you don't make a move, good cards or bad cards, you're broke.
And you're out, and you lose the pot. Right?
Yep. You know who used to love tournaments? That dude who tried to copy on Fox. He worked for you. What the hell was his name? He did one of those, those news shows on one of those channels in the middle of the day.
I'm trying to think who.
What the hell was his name, Suzanne?
Who?
He worked for Tom while we were out of it. God, come on, Tom. Who was it?
Chris Kane?
Chris
There
Kane.
you go.
Oh, yeah.
At khout.com.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-825-F. Here we go. Diane, what's your comment? Go ahead, Diane.
My comment is, what's wrong with Mark? He's dead wrong.
Oh, no. Here's a Lady Gaga fan.
Thank you, Diane. Because I can
mean,
tell
come
you're
on,
not a
you're right,
9-year-old
Tom.
girl. That's why.
Oh, my God.
And I know what I'm talking about. Taylor Swift does not have a good voice. She runs around the stage in a sequin bathing suit.
Oh, my
Lady
God.
Gaga is a real
Now,
musician.
no one,
She
listen,
plays
Yeah, okay.
no one can argue with her success, for goodness sakes, right? I mean, but it is, but financial
The little
success
girl
doesn't
went
always
after
equal
her
talent.
No, it does not. And she's not that talented. I don't think she's very attractive, personally, frankly.
Oh, she's cute,
Lady
but
Gaga is a real woman.
But in
Yeah.
any case, Lady Gaga is very deep. She's very good. I mean, my God, this woman.
You're right.
Yes,
You're
and we love the
absolutely
little
right,
monsters.
Like what you said, deep, and the other one is wide and shallow. I mean, come on.
Shallow
I
now.
can't believe.
Well,
that
Mark,
is
what we're
arguing
talking
with
about
you when he's
musically,
dead wrong.
I mean, really,
Yeah, I know,
I mean,
I know.
I swear
Hello,
to God,
Submarine,
you can play
need
a
I
million
say more?
songs and they sound exactly the same, exactly. Except just
Is Mark that gullible?
substitute the heartbreak, and you have a new song. But anyway, thank you very much, Diane. You're obviously a very intelligent woman. Thank you, Stuart. What's going on with you, Stuart?
Hi, Tom. I own a condominium in Aurora that there was a fire in the building this past October. It was a minor fire, did more smoke damage than anything, but apparently when that happened, it created some asbestos. So the management company, what they did is they locked everybody out of the building.
Wait a minute. Where is this?
and,
I wonder, when did this happen, Stuart?
This happened back in October.
Yeah, I think we heard about
And this
this.
is in
What's the
Aurora.
name of the place?
Raft Club Condominiums. I believe someone called once before, about a year or so ago, about a roof leak there against the same management company.
It's the name of the place again is what?
Raft Club Condominiums.
Raft Club,
Raft
right,
Club
right, right,
Condominiums.
So how long have you been out of your place?
16. Well, it's been shut down since October.
What have you been doing? Like, is your insurance paying you?
Well, this is actually a rental property. It's a rental property. And
okay.
I don't actually
But what are
live there,
people
but-
doing that have? How many people have been displaced?
Oh, gosh. I would have to say probably 40 or so, maybe.
Well,
But the thing is,
what are they doing? Are they fixing it or what? I mean, when I say them,
No, absolutely nothing.
well,
Absolutely
wait,
nothing. We're going
But
on
you're
4 months.
hold on, Stuart. You're an owner. They're all owners. So what? How many total are
Yep.
there? Of the 40 that were displaced, how many total condos are there?
24.
You just told me there's a total of 24
There's
condos.
24 Yeah, it's a 5-story building. There's 4 units on each floor.
And
And,
they were they're all out. It's completely empty.
Yeah, the main building is, yes.
Well, what do you mean the main? What is there other than the main building?
Okay, there's a main building, which is a 5-story building,
Which is
holds,
24 condos, right?
18 or 19.
It sounds like there's no insurance money. I mean, what's the bottom line here?
I guess what I'm trying to get a picture of is why are they delaying? And I say they, you're one of them, Stuart. You own it. You're part of the HOA.
It's got to be money.
Tell me why it's not being fixed.
I have no idea. They first had some people go in there to do an asbestos test of what they call a wipe test to see if there's, residual asbestos. This happened months ago. Now they said they were going to have someone scheduled to clean it. This is like a week or so before Christmas.
Okay.
They never showed up.
I'm going to ask you again because this is important, because this could be the reason. For example, if there's a total of 200 condos and 20 of them are affected, I can see why the HOA is dragging their feet. But if there's a total of 24 condos and 24 are affected, how many total condos are there and how many are affected?
Okay, let me explain the situation. Okay, you got the main building.
That's a pretty damn easy question. I don't care about buildings. I care about total number of units and total number of units affected. That's all I care about.
18 units.
18 are there and 18 are affected. 100% of the condos are affected.
Yes, of that building. There's also 4 townhouses that belong to that association,
Stuart,
but they weren't affected at all.
Stuart, that is exactly why I am asking the way I'm asking. How many total units are there, period? Total. How many?
22 total.
And how many are affected?
18.
Okay, so if I go there and knock on doors, there will be no more than 22 people in that entire project. 22 homes.
Are we? Yeah, there's total.
I'm not talking about condos. I'm talking about every unit that is owned.
Yes, 22,
Okay.
22 total.
If 18 out of 22 are affected, then that HOA, I don't get it. Why don't they do a capital assessment? Why don't they get coverage? Who is the president? I'm not talking about the management company, Stuart. You're one of 22 people in charge. Do you understand that?
Yeah, I'm not a board member, so I don't know who's handling. I've left messages, like even with the 5150.
This is ridiculous.
I know
there's
it's
only
ridiculous.
there's
That's why
only
I'm calling.
there's only 22 owners. Only 22 owners. And you guys are asking each other, and 18 of them are out of their homes.
5150, the property management has taken control of.
No, they don't take control. The HOA takes control. 5150 is the management company. They work for the owners.
Exactly.
So
they're pretty much doing. They lock the doors. They will not let anybody in the building.
Okay.
And their excuse is because of the asbestos and because of what the Colorado Health Department said. There's supposed to not be anybody in the building.
But what do they say their future plan is?
The main reason why I called is because they've had some people that have moved in. They've had squatters in there that I've been complaining about, and the association, the management company who has the key to the building, is not going in there and cleaning these people, these squatters, out of the building.
That sucks.
My God, this is a
Tell me about it.
This is a terrible situation. I mean, honest to God, I mean, your HOA has to fire the management company, and they have to take matters into their own hands. If there are 22 owners, unfortunately, I don't know what the insurance situation is, but you guys, do you understand you may have to kick in like 20, 30, or 40,000 of assessments in addition to insurance?
It could be way more than that.
Well, yeah. Are you aware of that, Stuart? Are you in a position where you would do that?
I'm aware of it.
How much is your condo? How much is your condo worth?
Squatters out of the building.
How much
let's
is your
not
condo
forget,
worth?
Hold on. Let's not forget when all these squatters start cooking and doing meth in there, it's going to be a total loss
This
to the
is
whole
terrible.
building.
Stuart, I want to call this management company and find out what the hell they're doing. They have a fiduciary responsibility, but then the homeowner, the HOA does too. How often does the HOA meet?
We haven't had a meeting since the annual meeting. That was like in January.
You mean
First week of
January, like a
I don't
month
think
ago?
We even have anything scheduled.
You mean like this January? You had an annual meeting a few
yes.
weeks ago, or what?
Yes, and that was it.
And what did they talk about?
And the funny thing is, they're not doing any updates. We go on weeks at a time without knowing what the heck is going on, what the management company is doing, what they're planning.
What has your
any start
insurance?
or end date.
What has your insurance company said?
There's nothing they can do about it. 5150, like I said, they got the keys to the lock. They locked the building down.
But you're not understanding. You guys hired them. That's what Tom's trying to say. You keep acting like they're an outside firm. They work for you.
Yes, they work for the Unfortunately,
let's try to get 5150 on.
Get the board members to do
now.
Anything.
Does 5150 report to the HOA any updates?
I imagine they do. I'm not privy to that information. I'm not a board member. If you're not, unless you're a board member.
No, you are privy to it. You are privy to it. You're an owner.
Well, yes, but they're not telling us everything that goes on there.
All right. Do you have the president's name and number?
The owner of her name is Dennis.
No. Hold on. Are you telling me 5150? I specifically did not ask for that. Do you have the HOA? Do you have the...
I do not.
Okay.
I do not.
Do you know who your HOA president is?
Let me take a look here.
I don't want you studying while we're on the air. Here's what I want to do.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't
okay.
have that information.
Listen, man, we have to call. We'll call 5150 to begin with. Is there a manager assigned to Raft Club at 5150?
Yes, her name's Leah McDonald.
And what does Leah do? She is the one that handles that complex?
Yeah, she's the one that handles that complex, if you can call it that, yes.
Okay. Hold on. Mark, who can we get to call? Who should we call? I
got Scott sitting next to me.
Okay, Scott, we should call Leah McDonald and say, listen, what is the plan? What is the plan?
This thing gets so complicated. So let's say that roof caved in after the fire, and let's say the asbestos is everywhere. A lot of these people had renters living there. My God, I mean, this thing could end up a total loss for everybody.
And now there are squatters there. How many squatters are there?
I don't know. I can't get in the building, but someone's been taking pictures of one of my unit there, and the lights on at night. And I just got an electric bill that went up $120. So
this is crazy stuff, man. Hold on, just hold on.
Wait. I know what's going on with the squatters. It's under 32 degrees, so therefore, according to the mayor, you can't do anything about them.
What?
Yeah, they just are, Denver's trying to pass that. You can't get rid of a squatter or clean up a tent city if it's below 32 degrees. So he's going to have to wait till spring.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, no kidding, man. I'm hoping the mayor vetoes it, but we'll find out.
Okay, listen, man, we're living in bizarro world right now.
God, you got that right, and it's called Denver.
Okay, listen. Denver Regen's doing weight loss, and they're doing the semaglutide in a compounded form, the same active ingredient that's in Ozempic and the others. They're doing it for $250 a month with all supplies and doctor consultations included. Now, check with your doctor if you have questions about semaglutide or weight loss or anything, please. But then you can get in touch with denverregen.com.
this hour from the Trajan Wealth K-House Studios. Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors. TrajanWealth.com. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Verdict with Ted Cruz Podcast.
Major slowdowns continue on the south end of town. I-25 northbound at Hampton Avenue. A crash in the left lane has stop and go back from C470 in Lone Tree. Folks heading into the Denver Metro from the south end are looking at about a 30-minute delay. East of there, I-225 southbound before Yosemite, a recent crash has been cleared. We're still seeing some busy traffic back from Iliff. And started to calm down otherwise throughout the Denver Metro. I-70 east and westbound flowing free to and from DIA. Fox 31, pinpoint weather. It's a warm week and a stormy weekend. High of 63 today. Nice and warm. The current temperature in Denver is 43 with your Impact Traffic and weather. Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
I'm Ben Ferguson. And I'm Ted Cruz. Hunter Biden made millions selling his, quote, art to Democrat donors.
And the White House lied about it.
Plus, China had a genetic map of COVID before the pandemic.
Download Verdict with Ted Cruz now to get all the details.
Keel and Park are estate planning attorneys. They can help you to give you peace of mind, to tackle the things, all aspects of your estate plan, from simple to complex, to protect you and to protect your heirs. The way you protect your heirs is you write it in a trust. That trust can go on long after you pass and can control the way assets are managed, sold, and used. You can also, of course, do any kind of a will, a simple or complex will, along with a trust. You can do plans to pass on your business to your kids or to sell it. Here's the deal. They will meet with you, go over your complete estate free of charge, and then come up with a plan and give you flat rate pricing. Keel and Park. That's Keel and Park with an E on the end of each of those. LawKP.com. LawKP.com. You Renew Home Innovations does such a beautiful job on bathrooms. Oh my goodness. If you want a beautiful shower where that old ugly tub shower combo is that you step up and over, these new showers, there's nothing to step over. It is a flat threshold, perimeter drains, benches, grab bars, whatever you need, soap dishes built in with a stone wall that needs no maintenance, glass panels, no doors. Here's what you should do. Contact Renew Home Innovations, 72 months to pay, no interest, and it takes just 2 or 3 days to renew your shower tub area. Renew Home Innovations, 303-904-2000.
Thank you.
Tommy Tom.
Yeah.
Look at the email I sent you. Follow that link. It's the craziest shit, man.
All right.
It's crazy. And the council passed it. The only hope is whatever his name is, the mayor
does this
that was
mean
going to
squatters, basically.
Mike Johnson.
It's basically Johnston. It's basically you can't move people if it's below freezing. I mean, I don't know how. That's basically how it
Isn't that
reads.
specific to like camping cleanup?
That I have. Honest to God,
I
I have
don't know
no
that
idea.
that had applied to squatting.
Well, squatting, it sounds like they'd have to go through and get these people evicted at this point.
Oh yeah.
But the police won't. No one will even go in there. I wish I could find the actual bill.
Clinton?
Yeah.
Can you imagine somebody just like coming into your house and just
Taking it over.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I'm not a cannibal, but I'd think about it.
That's you, Shannon.
Well, I need it to pay off. I need the hard work to pay off.
Uh-huh.
I don't do anything without there's calorie intake.
Thank God I own guns. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah, I don't think that would go well in the Kuchera household.
It's so crazy, man. You know, we sit here and say, oh, don't move these guys. All they're doing is sitting around in fucking filth.
Yeah.
And slowly dying and killing themselves. It's evident they don't want to go to a shelter. It's evident everything. If they're drug addicts, they're drug addicts. Why the fuck are we? Why do we enable them to sit there and just destroy everything? It's just bullshit.
So Adam went to the Nuggets game last night, and he was like, "Nah, not driving, just Ubering. Why take your car and park? That's sad."
It's crazy.
And by the way, he got out of the game last night. It ended at like 10:30 or something. And 2 homeless people actually wanted his leftovers from when he went out to dinner.
Oh, that's
that's ambition.
Yeah.
Hey, at least, they're asking for food.
He basically just gave it to him. He was like, all right, whatever.
I've thought about opening a restaurant called Are You Through With That? You can go from plate to plate. A couple fries, may I? Okay. Here we go. Coming back.
Ruthie's Table 4. Listen to Ruthie's Table 4 on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. We really have to, honest to goodness, talk about this raft club. This is unbelievable. Since October, they've been out of their places. Now, squatters have moved in. The management company, 5150, doesn't seem to be doing much. The HOA seems to be non-existent.
What would 5150 do if they were actually doing their jobs? What would it be? Wouldn't each owner have to go in and individually, evict each squatter at this point if they've been there?
5150 should secure the building and keep it secured, but of course they can only do what the HOA allows them to do.
Yeah, they don't have the budget to put 20 armed guards around the building.
And nor are they responsible for it. They can only do what the HOA funds and approves. And if truly, Stuart, he seemed confused, but if there are only 22 owners, that's a very small complex, 22 owners. And I don't know how they can afford anything. That place, they may all have to just walk away from their place. I don't know how you do it. These are terrible things to get into. Condo associations that don't know what they're doing. It really is. You lose your entire investment.
Tom, if you saw the pictures, I just kind of Googled the pictures of it. The fire, then after that, the water from the fire, and then after that, they didn't catch a lot of leaks from that amount of water. The walls are gone, the ceilings are gone. This thing's like a total loss.
Mark,
and then with the asbestos,
did you look at it online?
I just found a few of the pictures some people happened to get and put up, but it's really bad. This place probably has so much mold now, and it's got so much asbestos in it, and I don't think there's any money. I think that's the whole problem.
And does it look like
an apartment complex? It looks like an apartment complex like after Katrina.
Does it look like, Mark, there's only a few places, 22 of them?
Yeah, I think he's got the size nailed. It's one small building, probably somewhere around 20, and then it looks like on the outskirts, back in the parking lot, there might be a couple duplexes or something.
Wow, this is terrible.
It is terrible, man. It's absolutely terrible.
Did Deputy Dollar call them yet?
He's headed to call them now.
Good. We'll get an update on that. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Okay, for solar, somebody wants to know, by the way, and you can always text me as well, 57739. Somebody wants to know, credits, are they still 30%?
Yeah, absolutely. The credits are still 30% for either commercial or residential. For commercial projects, they still get depreciation, which is about 14%, give or take, of the project. And then depending on where you're located, there's different grants that offer different things. So the REAP grant is still available. That's 50% of the project for residentials or commercial, depending on the project type. And then Boulder has different grants that will cover roughly about 30% of your project. And Excel actually has a rebate program going on right now that covers about 30% of your project as well. So just depending on what that person's
So wait a
qualifications
minute.
are.
If you put it all together, everything, what's the best area that has, when you say 30%, you mean in addition to tax credits?
Yeah, absolutely. So
Give
right
me an
now,
idea of how that actually works.
yeah, absolutely. So right now I'm working with some folks in Boulder. They're retired, so they're considered a disadvantaged community. So they receive 30% of the project from Excel as a rebate check. They also qualify for the Boulder Grant Program, which also offers another 30%.
So wait, so if the project is real numbers, if the project is 30 grand, they get a check for 10 grand and another check for 10 grand?
Yeah, let me pull up an exact proposal. So I
Okay,
can
let's
tell
do
you
that. And
numbers.
well, I want to come back, and I really want to talk about this because I never knew about anything beyond tax credits. We'll talk about that coming up, plus your calls at 303-713-8255.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's.
We're back to easy driving throughout the Denver Metro for the late morning commute. I-25 north and southbound showing highway speeds through town. That trend continues up north to Fort Collins and down south to Colorado Springs as well. Back to town, I-70 east and westbound flowing free to and from the DIA area, as well as out west into the high country. South of DIA, I-225 north and southbound. No complaints through Aurora and the Denver Tech Center. Fox 31 pinpoint weather, a warm few days out there. Highs in the low 60s today, mostly sunny skies. Overnight low of 30. We're seeing highs in the 60s Wednesday and Thursday. Scattered showers on Friday. The current temperature in Denver is 49 degrees. With your Impact Traffic and weather, Mark Swan, 630 K-House.
At Lowe's, save big when you buy in bulk. Save 15% when you buy 4 or more Purdy paint products. Lowe's knows pros. Selection varies by location while supplies last. Discount taken at time of purchase. See sales associate for details.
You know, I keep talking about this DenverRegen.com doing the weight loss for just $250 a month compared to $1,200 and $1,400 of the brand names. It is a compounded form of semaglutide, and it's for real. Okay, now listen. Before you do anything, check with your doctor, of course, and then they have doctors available. They also have injection supplies and drugs sent to you directly. A once-a-week injection for, it's $250 a month, DenverRegen.com. RKC Automotive, I love having them as part of the family. Ramondo and his team do such a great job. When you take your car there, they want you to be a customer for life. Now, they not just handle any maintenance, but they look to see if there's any future problems lurking. That's free, a courtesy check of the entire car every time your car's there. And they'll never recommend anything unless you need it. They do auto repairs, big and new, big and small, I should say, older, new, and domestic and imports. Here's the deal, 25 years strong, honesty, integrity, and value. 2120 West Evans. It's on Evans, west of Tejon. Look for them on Facebook, RKC Automotive, 720-749-3965.
Thank you.
Hey, Mark.
He just stepped out for a second, Tom.
Yeah, I got an idea, though. You know, Rocky's Autos is still on referral list.
They shouldn't be. Mark and I just did an audit on.
They have a banner.
We just did an audit on the referral list last week, and I don't even remember seeing them on the list.
I'll show you this.
Huh.
It shows up whenever I go
hell.
on there.
I'm looking too right now.
I want to text that to you. Just go in there and put Just search something, and I
Yeah.
just did it, and it comes
I'm
up.
looking at the site. Now let me just put in.
Let me just find out here.
Hey, Suze.
Yo.
Did you see the comment on YouTube from Todd about Brooke?
One.
Look at that screenshot I took.
Help with the grant. Oh. Do you go to Cheyenne?
Yeah.
Oh.
Absolutely.
Hey, Todd. If you can hear me, YouTube Todd, she goes to Cheyenne, Wyoming. So give her a call, man. Can you help with the grant process up there as well?
Mhm.
Yep.
100%. It's a federal grant.
Yep. Let me put her phone number up for you. 704-2449. I'm going to do it this way. 704-2449.
Have them text me if they can, because then I'll reach out to them after the show.
You can text her at that number, and she'll call you after show. Hey-oh, let's see.
Well, shit.
Yeah, I see that, Tom.
Isn't that weird?
It is weird. I'll show Mark.
And I got it when I searched for RKC. I put RKC in the search field. And
Oh,
then-
let me try that. RKC.
And RKC, of course, did not come up, but that.
Well, I
mattered.
sure miss David Rothrock. He was a fun guy.
Do we have 4?
There's. I think Mark was having a hard time getting anything
I know.
going for them on the referral list because he
here's
doesn't
my
have a
idea.
website.
Here's my idea. If we
Nope,
can
save
secure
it
a
for later.
URL for them.
Life Changer Loan Corp is an equal housing lender.
630 KHOW, an iHeartRadio station.
Hi, Tom Martino. I still want to talk about that Neuralink when I get a chance because it's truly something I can't believe people haven't thought of. But anyway, we're checking on this condo and the condo fire, but we're also talking about incentives for solar. We have Red Rock's Roof and Solar with us. Brooke, if you take an actual figure of a system and apply all the credits, you were going to do that for us. Go ahead.
Yeah, so the Boulder job that I'm talking about specifically, it's dependent on the size of their system for those extra ones.
I want to take best case scenario.
Yeah, absolutely. So for this one, it's a 4.89 kilowatt system, and that's just important for the numbers. So this project is grossing at 22 and a half, and then they're going to get their federal tax credit of about $6,800. They're also going to receive the Excel rebate for $4,900, and then they're going to get the Boulder for $4,900 as well.
So what do they net out at?
Yeah, I'm running that right now. Give me 1 second. I apologize about
No, that's
slacking.
okay. This is incredible.
And then I've been working with the grant program and Excel programs forever. I don't know. So out of that 22 and a half, they owe $6,000.
Oh my God. And they're going to what that is incredible.
And the way it works is that you get the Boulder grant back within 1 to 2 weeks after the final inspection passes. With Excel, it'd be within 4 to 8 weeks of them accepting the final inspection, and then you get the tax credit back when you file your taxes. So the reimbursement's pretty quick.
I am flabbergasted. I am absolutely blown away by that. So they go 30% of the project, no matter how many these incentives don't subtract anything and then do the 30%. You get 30% of gross on every one of them.
Yeah, it depends on the system size. And I mean, every jurisdiction's different, every grant's different, but that's what I'm here for, is to help folks get as much money from the government on their project.
Goodness. I mean, I cannot believe that this person's going to have a system put in for $6,000. And where else are the incentives really good? I mean, in addition to Boulder.
Yeah, it just really depends. So different utility companies have it. So Black Hills used to pay people to go solar. Same with the utility company out in Aspen. Excel obviously got federal money to offer this program for folks to go solar within Excel's territory. So utility companies have their own, along with different demographics. You know, Breckenridge offers some incentives. Boulder offers incentives, obviously. Denver offers incentives. If you do a solar project with an HVAC, you get $4,500 back.
So are you going to, I mean, when somebody calls, you know by their zip code maybe exactly what they're going to be in store for?
Yeah, absolutely. And then if it's a jurisdiction that I'm not used to working with, then the first thing I do is I call the renewable energy person for that county or that city, and I ask them about all of the programs they have for folks to go solar.
Tom, Brooke is a sleuth. She will figure out, based on that address and what kind of property it is, I mean, rebates and stuff that I have never heard anybody do before.
Now,
we were talking during the break. Listen to this.
Yeah.
She's got a bunch of businesses, over $10 million in sales, and most of them are paying under 10% for the entire
should I have
system.
been hearing out
Yes.
music, or is that me?
No, it's probably out music.
Shannon? No, I don't hear it. Shannon?
Oh, I don't. It's probably not time for it yet. It's
Okay.
only 58:13.
Oh, there we go.
There we
Okay,
go.
here's what I wanted to say, though. They're not all tax credits. Some of them are direct payments, right?
Grants,
Brooke?
yes.
Yep, 100%.
Okay,
most
that's
of
important,
what
'cause a
I'm
lot of
doing
people-
is rebates.
Because a lot of people say, well, I don't have that many taxes, but there are some that are direct payments as well. So
50% on some of those.
Yep, absolutely. And then with the Inflation Reduction Act, you can sell your tax
all right,
credit now.
We got to continue this coming up.
That's good stuff.
Sorry,
Yeah, I
Shannon.
had no idea I was
That's
I was
okay.
thinking you were late.
accountant when I got into solar.
No, my mom was, and then she had me.
Just find the money.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like any business. You just happen to find your money a different way.
Yep.
That's kind of funny.
I'm going to go in there and fix it right now, babe. In fact, I always forget banners. I
Oh,
always
yeah.
forget
Tom just saw that and texted us. I was like, we just did an audit last week.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do. Thank you.
I got to, the funny part is I got to remember where that part of the referral list even is. Here it is, banners. That wasn't hard.
Like Bruce Banner.
Okay, who was it?
Rockies.
No, I don't see. Oh, here it is, Rockies on it.
If you put RKC in the search
actually
field,
a
that's what it
Well, he's trying to find where
I feel silly.
the data is to go and scrape
Got
it.
it. I'm working. I'll be right back.
Yeah. You don't have to. We got this.
Okay, thanks.
Uh-huh. Mark doesn't
Hey,
need
Tom,
you to
don't forget
sound
I need
stupid.
that kitchen one.
I'm doing
God,
this.
I keep saying kitchen. I'm so sorry. Bathroom. God bless.
That's okay. He's not listening.
Oh, he's not
I'm
even
doing that.
listening to you.
I'm doing
You
that
ever make
today.
you ever make a mistake once, like whether it's a phone number or someone's name, you realize you made it, but because you did make it, you make it for the rest of your life, no matter what. I
Like
keep saying
getting
kitchen.
remarried. Yeah.
Brooke, he said he texted you.
Yeah.
The Cheyenne guy.
Great. Yeah, I've just got that message.
Suze, is
exciting.
Kelly there today? Dak, yes, she is. Call
Coffin.
in if you have an update, dude.
Call in if you can help Kelly.
Call in if you can help. I'm not going to give Kelly a hard time. She's having a bad week.
I know, and she's let us all know and has kind of affected us because of it.
Oh.
That's fine.
She's making us have a bad week, isn't she, Shannon?
Yeah, no, definitely a carrier.
Yeah.
We really should get a Cliff Enton in soon. Or is he one of these that we invite him
It's
in?
hard to get him in, but I'll text him right now.
I think the other thing we do is get Wink and Wink in, or one of them. I mean, I understand the change, but get them in and talk a little bankruptcy. Like they said, it's ticking up. And
Okay.
then I will approach them afterwards.
Okay.
I think we can definitely get the phone to buzz. I'll tell you the worst mistake people make with bankruptcy, the Chapter 7 shit, is they spend money, they make payments on credit cards. In other words, they pay off debt where they should have simply kept the money. There's no way they're going to get out of it. They just put it off, so they end up wasting a ton of cash.
Yeah. I'll email Mike right now, Mike Wink. My God.
What you do stuff up in Wyoming?
Mhm.
I didn't know that.
As long as there's cell
morning. Thanks so much
reception.
for calling the Tom Martino Show.
The solar systems, unless we're doing an off-grid system, it has to be able to have some sort of service.
So if there's no 3G, 4G, 5G, no solar.
Yeah, we just have to either add like a satellite Wi-Fi, or
Yeah,
it
I
has
got
to
you.
be an off-grid system.
Yeah, or they could do like Elon Musk thing.
Yeah, because the utility companies require 24-hour monitoring on the system to be connected to the
But you
grid.
don't want to go on the air.
Is there a real reason for that? Just in case they're sending too much or something weird?
It might be, but it's just nice to have too for us. That way we can remotely check in on
thanks for
programs
passing that
anyway. So
along.
we like having the monitoring, and most of the clients do too. Then they can look and say, "Oh, my solar system's working today. This is great." It's kind of a nice added service.
You like how Biden Shannon has not called the parents yet of the 3 soldiers killed?
Okay.
Well, according to Cream of John Pierre, they weren't. They were hero people. Have you heard her thing on the White House lawn?
No.
Awesome.
19,
Doing cartwheels, trying to describe without using gender or war or death
Oh,
in the
my
description.
God.
These 3 they were kind, and that's John Pierre doing it. Not even.
I'm shocked she can pronounce her own name.
Are we out President's Day? I need to find that out on the 19th.
Well, it depends on which president.
Yeah, are we out, Shannon? Do you know?
I do not know.
I will look at what's
15,
his face.
16, 17. I'm looking at this. He only goes to the 18th.
I'll ask
It
him.
goes to 18.
Yeah, because I'm offering Cliff Hinton some dates right now,
Yeah, hold on.
and now I don't know about
Yeah, give him the 18th. He'll finally show, and we're running the
20,
best of.
20, 21, or 22.
What is it, Labor Day? President.
Good morning. Thanks so much for calling the Tom
It's going to
Martino
get to the point where Tuesdays are a holiday.
Tuesday.
Hi, how are you?
February 20th. 20th.
Update?
Wednesday. February 21st. Thursday.
Okay.
Oh, Ion Solar? Okay, you got it. Hang on for me. And they'll be right with you, okay? Hang on.
One very impressive solar setup I see occasionally is where they have replaced hail tents, hail cabanas, if you will, at dealerships with solar panels.
Oh, yeah, almost
Brilliant.
like out back here, but they don't have solar.
Right. Well, yeah,
Brooke,
you've
I
seen them
wanna
in
get you
vehicle in
scheduled for
dealership
March.
parking lots. Brilliant.
You know,
Great
it
idea.
is brilliant, but man,
Yes,
if
I
you
get to
have
look at
some
your
of that
calendar.
stuff they had just this year, that tennis
Yeah.
ball shit,
I was going to
they'll
schedule
break.
you for
Well,
March.
I'm
you have a
saying
second
that
to look at your calendar?
It's almost like
can you do
a
somewhere
used
between
storage.
March 4th
that,
and
you know,
7th?
you've
I'm
done a little
totally
bit of
open
work
all
and you
4
make
days.
a little bit of money.
Monday,
It kind
the
of covers
4th
itself.
through
Yep.
As opposed to just those
Thursday the
cabanas.
7th.
You're making a little bit of money off the solar, and it kind of covers itself, and it's
Maybe.
insured.
Wednesday the 6th, okay. And
yeah,
then,
I mean,
just so
you're-
you know,
you're
Mark
not
and I are out of town.
raking it in,
We'll
but
probably go to Tom's home
breaking
studio. It's
even.
not far from here.
As opposed
So
to the
we'll give
tents,
you a
which
heads
are a
up and
great
let you know
idea
in
because
advance
of,
whether
God,
Tom's
hail
gonna be
loss
here
in the
with you or
state.
if you'll go
Oh,
to his house. So the 6th?
I couldn't imagine.
Sure.
Good morning. Thanks
That's
so much
okay.
for calling the Tom Martino Show.
I know you guys
okay.
like nice stuff you'd never buy a
Hello,
hail
Tom
damaged
Martino
car
Show.
from a dealership.
No, I wouldn't. So, like our winter car right now, it's a Santa Fe. I would buy something like that. I mean, it wouldn't bother me
As a
because
beater, as a bit of a Like a new beater, right?
Yeah, I mean, literally, when it's snowing and hailing and this kind of shit, we always take the Santa Fe compared to.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK is our number. 303-713-8255. This hour brought to you by GenesisTotalExteriors.com, which will do all of your storm damage on one invoice. They do everything from the roof all the way down to the decks. They do stucco repair as well and stucco installation if you want to upgrade from siding. And windows and doors, GenesisTotalExteriors.com. Deputy Chopper's on the line, and he wants to give us a follow-up. Now, as I remembered this, it was about ion solar, and ion, like in the ion particle. And anyway, there was a problem with the solar system, and what was it? Who was the person, Chopper?
Actually, there was a problem that their financing was refused.
Oh, that's right. And then they were still held to the contract. And she said, wait a minute. I only wanted this solar if it was going to be paid for by financing.
Yeah. Well, here's the interesting thing. I actually talked to your guest that's in the studio, and she gave me some numbers. They wanted $3,500 for these CAD survey permit and site survey.
Yeah, they said your cancellation fee's $3,500 because you're not going through with it.
Right, but we came up with a worst case scenario that it should have only been $1,550. So they kind of fudged with that figure. I also then checked with Aurora permits. The Eon never pulled a permit. They wanted $2,000, but they never pulled one. I did get through to them finally today, and their answer to everything I said was no comment.
So basically, they're trying to collect $3,500, and we have with us today, and of course, Red Rocks has nothing to do with this contract, but I wanted to ask Red Rocks Roof and Solar a question since we're on the topic. This is a sales organization, Ion. They went to the door, sold this. They have her financed. That was turned down, but she's still on the hook for the contract. How do you work those normally when there's a finance agreement? I mean, they're two separate agreements.
No, it's all together within the contract. So if the contract says in there that the deal is going to be financed, and so what happens is that after somebody isn't approved for a nationwide solar loan, the company has 6 months to install it from that date. That way the loan just doesn't keep going on forever. So after 6 months, if they went to reapply for it or the homeowner decided to cancel the financing, now the contract is null and void. So if the whole deal was supposed to be financed, then there should not be a cancellation that's tied to it if the financing is no longer a viable option.
Just like buying a house, basically, if your financing falls through.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but if the contract calls for a cancellation fee and they signed it, that would be a problem.
But if the reason why it got canceled was because financing is no longer viable because the install company didn't get it done within 6 months, then the contract is void because the contractor didn't do what they needed to do within the 6 months.
But I don't think that was the case here, was it? Chopper, wasn't
Tom, am I still with you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I read their cancellation. It was. I'm not familiar with the term. It was canceled because of DIT.
DIT?
Yeah, I assume that was like bad credit or no credit or something.
So what will happen is after the 6 months, the company would rerun for that financing.
Debt to income ratio.
Yeah, so if
DIT?
they... Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
It might have been DTI. It was one of those two.
Okay.
No, it's
DTI.
DIT.
Maybe, I don't know. Anyway, okay.
Yeah, so after it's been 6 months, they rerun the financing, and if it doesn't get reapproved for financing, then it's done. And the issue is because the installer didn't get the job done within the first 6 months that the loan was originally approved for. So it's not the homeowner's fault that the financing dropped.
Brooke, how do you know their contract works that way, though, is what I'm asking. How do you know that? I mean, they could just have some kind of stupid cancellation fee like roofers sometimes do.
So unless Ion came up with their own internal financing, most solar companies are using Good Leap or Dividend or Mosaic. And so they have a contract with the finance company to allow financing through them. And so they have to follow by those terms.
That makes sense.
You're right.
So if Ion didn't do the install within
Hold on. What were you saying, Chopper?
She's right. It is with Good Leap.
If it's with Good Leap,
financing,
then they are not going to be able to collect that cancellation fee.
I would assume not. They're just going to try to bully this homeowner, but the homeowner's not required to do it because by the terms that Good Leap has with Ion, probably, if they reflect all the other contracts they have, Ion needed to get that job done within the 6 months, and that's what they knew when the initial...
But that's not why it was canceled. It was canceled due to their qualification for the loan. It had nothing to do with Red Rocks. Red Rocks isn't getting it done because she did not qualify. So what happens with Good Leap if the consumer doesn't qualify?
Well, first of all, Red Rocks is right here. They're the good guys.
That's what I meant. Yeah,
it's okay. So what I'm trying to say,
what I meant was,
Tom,
I meant that the other company, Ion, is insisting they would go ahead and do it. They owe the money.
Right. So I guess what I'm trying to say is when I would to come down to Mark's house and we would sign an agreement, I would sign a financial loan document at the same time I signed an install agreement. So there's been my 6 months start. She was approved for the loan in that first 6 months. Ion took too long to install it. Now it's month 7.
That's not why, though. I think we are misunderstanding each other. Chopper, let me get this straight. The loan was not. They did not reject the loan because it took more than 6 months. They rejected the loan because these people did not qualify.
Which means it didn't get done within 6 months.
Yeah, so they qualified for the loan when they signed the initial installation document on day 1. Then after 6 months,
how do we know they did?
Because otherwise there wouldn't have been a signed agreement. They wouldn't have said, "Oh, you're going to pay for the system with the finance," because the financing has to get done when you sit down. So I sit down with homeowners all the time.
So you're saying that somewhere along the line they fell out of qualification?
Yes.
Because of debt to income ratio. Maybe one of them lost their job.
And then within the 6 months, it would have canceled?
Yeah, so what happens?
Another company did get the job.
What are you talking about? Another company got the job?
Well, they did get solar panels put on by another company.
See, this doesn't sound...
Once they found out...
Go ahead. Chopper, go
Once
ahead.
they found out that Eon and Good Leap wouldn't approve, they went to another company and got approved, and they put them on their house.
Something is weird. We're not hearing the whole story. I don't know why these idiots at Ion won't come on the air. I mean, it just doesn't make sense to me.
Or even just talk to us so we understand.
Because if Mike and Kelly, here's what I'm saying. If Mike and Kelly were not approved, how'd they get it from another company? How'd they do it? I think there's more to it.
Tom.
To me, it sounds to me like if I'm a solar company and I sign a contract at the door and the people fall out of qualification, what if I had started the work? Let me ask Brooke. And again, I want to make clear, Brooke and Red Rocks have nothing to do with this.
But hold
Brooke,
on.
If they started the work, what would have happened? I mean, how do they get approved for a loan and then not approved for the loan?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's very common, to be honest with you, for this occurrence to happen where the solar system, the solar company doesn't install within the 6-month time frame. So you went solar with me. We signed a contract together. We also signed loan docs together. With all of that being said, I've got 6 months to start the job and get glass on your roof. If I don't, then we reapply with the same lending company to see if you requalify. So this makes sense to me in my demographic because
I get it.
All that needed to happen was that maybe Goodleap wouldn't requalify them, but Mosaic might or Dividend might.
Okay,
There's
Chopper, if you could do me a favor, and I think this is important for everyone listening. I want to make sure no one gets hooked and fooled into paying something they don't have to pay. I would, if you have Mike and Kelly's number, I'd like to talk to one of them on the air again, because I want to clarify if the reason they were turned down is because it took longer than 6 months and they reapplied. I just want to make clear. I want to see this particular situation. I believe Brooke and the process. I believe what she's saying, but I'm not sure what happened with these people, and I want to make sure we warn people about ION if they're trying to pull a fast one. So could you ask them to come back on, or give Kelly, do you still have their number? If not, get it from Chopper and get one of them, Mike or Kelly, on the air. I truly would like to know the situation here. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255.
For nearly 40 years now, kitchens, baths, counters and floors, finished basements, and windows and doors. Done right. Bank financing or
Quick to you with these three.
Done right. DRHI.com or 800-362-8370.
All right, Fix It 24/7 just did a furnace for me yesterday. Okay, I needed a furnace upstairs in our older home, and it is fabulous. You know, I use them to plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains, and they had exactly what I needed for the second floor in the attic. Beautiful installation. These are people I know and trust, and you can too. $39 gets a tech to your home for any problem. And if you have the work done, they credit you the $39. FixMyHome.com. I'll tell you who else comes to your home, and they will measure everything, and they have a design consultant that will make suggestions for window coverings and give you a price free of charge, made in the shade. And when you decide if you want to go with them, they'll order all the stuff and install it with their in-house team. Made in the shade. They guarantee everything. One-stop shop. And they can meet any budget. DenverShades.co. It's DenverShades.co. 720-458-6566. Simply Floors Inc. That's INC. Simply Floors Incorporated. SimplyFloorsInc.com for floor coverings. Proximity Mills is a giant selection of everything from the finest carpeting to budget carpeting. They're all good carpets, and you can get luxury vinyl planking, hardwoods, engineered floors, whatever you need. Simply Floors Inc. will do it. They'll even send someone to visit you. Schedule online, simplyfloorsinc.com.
Yep. You're sitting here day one.
Yeah.
And you're telling me I'm approved.
So you do an application process. So
Yeah.
I could pull it up through Mosaic. It literally takes less than 30 seconds because
really?
everybody wants, like, the government wants people to go solar. It's good, fast,
It's easy to
money.
qualify for.
It's easy to qualify. You only have to have a credit score of over 600.
And because the
And-
payment is very small.
Yeah, so it's a 25-year term. It's tied to your house, and if for some reason they decide not to pay, it's easy to get that money back because the value of the equipment that you install, if you have to repo it, it's easy to, the resale value is very high.
Hey,
because
Brooke.
It's
Plus you
designed to
can
last
lien the
30 years.
property.
Brooke.
Or
He's
you can
trying to
lien the
talk to
property.
Brooke.
Brooke,
Sorry.
No, you're good.
bottom line, you're saying bottom line, though, if they did this process in the normal way that most solar companies do it, there should not be a cancellation fee.
Yeah, exactly. If they would have installed within the term of the 6 months that they were supposed to, then Ion would have this deal. They'd have the system installed, and then the homeowners would be working with Goodleap and Ion for their system from here on out.
Hey, Kelly,
Yeah.
I think you mean compounding.
Did she misspell it?
She put compressing pharmacy.
I don't know. They might be putting pills into little tiny forms.
Hi, is this?
I would love if I'd save pills somewhere that I would get like a
Mike,
pill and a
this is
half
Kelly.
every
I'm
day.
calling from the Tom Martino Troubleshooter
Actually,
show.
there is a compress.
There's that.
Oh yeah. So we were just talking about the issue.
Your medications are compounded daily. Thank God.
You know, I think ever since nicotine patches, they do use, what is that called? Not subliminal. What is that? When your body sucks it in through a patch.
Sublingual. Well, no, sublingual is under the tongue. I don't know what that's called. Transdermal, I think.
That sounds right.
Yeah.
Yeah, over through the skin is transdermal. But yeah, the patches, and then you have sublingual, which you do with sprays in the mouth or drops.
Yeah. Lost a brother-in-law to pain-killing patches.
Really?
Yep.
What does that mean? Like
he
OD'd?
overdid it with the patches.
Dermal meaning.
What kind of patch was it? Fentanyl?
I'm sure it was some sort of opioid-based thing. It was prescription.
And he had too many of them on.
You could do opiates with a patch.
Well, actually, he tried stopping, and the shock to his body is what killed him. A little like Jerry Garcia. Don't quit cold turkey, dude. You gotta go slow.
I read, listen to this, man. I read the really bad alcoholics, like the whole shake thing and shit. There's some of them, if you don't wean them off, they'll die.
Right. Yeah, you gotta sip slow. Say again.
So I called Deputy Chopper, gave me Mike's number.
Or Kelly, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And they don't want to come on at all. They're done.
Then why are they even involved? What do you mean they're done? Why?
They basically said they're done. They got denied financing, and they've moved on and are not looking back.
Okay.
I understand. I just wanted clarification, but okay, fine.
They decided to burn cattle dung for electricity. The green solution, we call it.
And honestly, I'm sorry because I was on the phone, so I didn't hear the call. So it was very strange, though. He was
You're
very
having a bad
irate.
week. It's okay.
No.
Online at khout.com.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Let's talk to Gemma now. Hello, Gemma. What's going on?
Hi. I am calling today in hopes that you guys can help myself and some other people. I am a person suffering from multiple sclerosis, and I was unwillingly transferred to a new pharmacy by my insurance company, and they have not been able to get me my medication, and I'm 3 weeks behind on my medication.
Oh, my goodness. Now, Gemma, what kind of medication is that for MS?
It's called Kesimpta. It's a monthly medication.
And why were you transferred to a new pharmacy?
This happens a lot. I think it's because the medication is expensive. So I get transferred usually once a year.
Okay. And what plan transferred you?
Anthem.
Okay. And when they transferred you to the new pharmacy, did the new pharmacy have a wait? What happened?
The first day they said that I had a high copay, and that's why they couldn't ship me my medication. They said I owed $500. I gave them my copay card from the drug manufacturer that is supposed to give me a $0 copay. They said it wasn't working. So the drug manufacturer called the pharmacy with me on the line and gave them all the information for the copay assistance. They said that my medication would be shipped out in 2 days, and it never arrived.
And what does Anthem say about this?
I called them after 2 weeks of this, and they said, kind of sorry that this is everybody who had a specialty medication was being transferred to this new pharmacy, and that it's the only pharmacy that my plan covers.
Okay, but I don't. But they have no excuse for this delay. But my goodness, what do they expect you to do? What are the ramifications to you?
Well, I was lucky enough that my drug manufacturer gave me an emergency dose of my medication this month, but they said that it was just a one-time offer, that I have to get this figured out by February to get my medication from the pharmacy. But if I don't receive my medication, I likely will get a multiple sclerosis flare.
Oh my God. No, hold on. I want to get one of our experts on to address this and see what we can do about Anthem. Anthem should be able to light a fire for these people. Is this a regular pharmacy or is it a compounding pharmacy?
It's called a specialty pharmacy. I don't believe that they're a compounding pharmacy, but a lot of times when you have an expensive medication, it can't just go through like any other pharmacy. It has to come from these specialty pharmacies. And I know that this specific pharmacy is in Florida.
What's the name of it?
BioPlus Specialty Pharmacy.
Almost all of the specialty pharmacies happen to be in Florida for some reason. I mean, I just don't understand it. We're going to get our expert first. We're going to have a little bit of a problem when we try to call the pharmacy or when we try to call anyone because of HIPAA. It presents extra problems. Sure. It doesn't mean we can't help, but perhaps Integra Insurance, our insurance experts, will have an idea of how we battle this or how we attack it. So hang on, and we're going to try to get them on because they're really smart when it comes to dealing with drugs and all of that. So hang on, and we'll do that. So Kachina, let's get them on if we can, okay? Integra, just as an expert for us, I appreciate that. Now, Dick has a comment on solar. Go ahead, Dick. What's going on?
I listened to your comments about the couple that were denied
They were denied financing. Apparently, they must have been approved to begin with. I don't even know the story because they won't come back on the air.
Well,
go ahead.
Well, I ran into something very similar. I made a purchase, got a loan for it, and didn't. Bottom line, they had basically a length of time. They applied again, but my credit already showed that loan that went in. So my debt already showed, and their debt already showed the price of the solar. So they couldn't afford to buy the solar twice. Oh. So when they went to look at their debt to income, that loan that they were given the first time, that never went through because the solar didn't get the job done.
What did you do about that?
Their fault.
What did you do about it when it happened?
Well, I had enough money. I just paid off the one debt and went on without it. It was one of those things that you could buy something and not pay, just pay a minimal amount for a year, use somebody else's money, and then pay it off before the year was up. And you use.
Did you go through with the solar system?
No, I do not have solar. It was something else. It was totally something else. But it was the same issue because I'm a co-signer on student loans for children. My debt I have to be careful of when I want to buy something because my debt to income, being retired, minimal income.
Yeah. That could be what happened. That's what happened. I want to talk. Brooke, is it possible when they reapplied that it showed that they had that previous purchase or something? Is that possible?
I I don't run underwriting in the finance company, so
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to have access to that. I'm sorry.
Okay.
All that I can tell you is that different finance companies have different criteria, so it is easy to go from a denial with GoodLeap to get approved for the exact same project with Mosaic or one of the other ones.
Oh, we do have Mike on the air. Let's get Mike. I'm sorry, you are back on the air. Hey, Mike.
Hi, how's it going?
Mike, thank you for coming back on. We were just a little confused. When you did this original,
I understand.
When you did the original deal with Ion, why did you were you approved at first and then you were not approved?
We did one app, like we're both denied, and we never filled out another application.
So were you denied right up front?
No, it took 2 weeks before we got a notice saying we were denied, but they said, we could cancel within 3 days of doing this.
Okay, so you were denied.
But we had no idea.
You were denied 2 weeks after you applied.
And we had 3 days to cancel it, but we didn't know we were going to get denied.
I get it.
Why would we
You
cancel
thought it
within
was
3 days?
canceled once you got denied. And then the company came back to you and said, you still are on the hook for the system.
Yeah, because we went through another company, and they kept trying to reach out to me saying they were going to do all of this stuff, and they were setting everything up, and so we got denied. I don't know why you guys are doing this, and we've already contacted another company, which was amazing, and they got it all, the solar panels
Why
and stuff
did
hooked up within 3 days.
did the second solar company go to another lender and get you approved?
No. I honestly don't know what they did. It was just another one I was looking into, kind of other.
Well, no, I want to know the
places,
second
and
company that you went with. Are you financed or not?
Yes, it's part of the contract that we did. And they actually came out and installed everything within just
so
a
you
couple
did
days.
get
They told me
financed.
that-
You did get financed from the second company.
Yes.
Okay, Brooke, this is way different. And do you understand what's going on, Brooke? Because it sounds to me like Ion is crazy. I mean, they did not get him approved. To be,
also,
go ahead.
Deputy Chopper has been trying to get a hold of him.
I know.
And they will not talk to him whatsoever.
Yeah, so I was actually just talking to the folks in the studio. I don't even have words for this because when we do the application process for the loan, when we're signing the install agreements and stuff, I know instantly if they've been accepted or approved or denied. I get an email within 30 seconds saying this applicant's been denied or accepted. So that salesperson knew that they had been denied and still made them sign so they could get a cancellation. That's beyond. I don't have words for that.
That's exactly what I'm thinking happened. Mike, I'm telling you, if they try to come after you legally, I want you to call us back because it sounds like these guys are a terrible organization. Thank you for calling us back, Mike. We appreciate that. 303-713-8255.
Nice.
Gina, could you ask Tina to hang on, please?
This out.
All right.
Trajan Wealth, K-House Studios. Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors. TrajanWealth.com. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Our American Stories.
Major slowdown south of town and heading to Castle Rock. I-25 southbound is closed due to an accident between Castle Pines Parkway and Founders Parkway. We're seeing stopped up traffic back from West Oak Hill Lane overpass. I-25 northbound seeing some congestion because of this one as well. Lots of people slowing down to look at the crash. We're seeing stop and go traffic on northbound I-25 between Meadows and Happy Canyon Road. Fox 31 pinpoint weather, mostly sunny skies, highs in the low 60s for the next few days. Overnight low of 30 degrees. Tomorrow mostly sunny with a high of 62 and a high of 61 on Thursday before rain and potential snow on Friday. The current temperature in Denver is 53 degrees with your Impact Traffic and weather. Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
This is Lee Habib, host of Our American Stories. This week we'll have the story of how a losing college football team, Ole Miss, brought a family together. You won't want to miss the next episode of Our American Stories.
O'Brien Legal Services. That's Brad O'Brien and his team, and they do real estate law. Now, that includes so many things: financing, closing docs, eminent domain, adverse possession, easements, border disputes with a neighbor, squatters, all kinds of things. Anything to do with real estate, think O'Brien Legal Services. And when you think O'Brien Legal Services, think olslaw.com. olslaw.com. Sheridan Auto Tech is the place to go for pre-buy inspections on used cars. So many times people buy used cars and never have them inspected. Sheridan Auto Tech, Uncle Kevin and his team can do it for you. They can also do any kind of maintenance and repairs, including electrics, at Sheridan Auto Tech. Honest and longevity. They've been in business a long time, and they have value as well. On Colfax, west of Wadsworth, SheridanAutotech.com, 303-455-7242.
Thank you. You're the sun to me, Tom.
What?
Yeah.
What?
He's the sun and the moon.
Thank you. I'm so right.
Well, you're the moon. Like
I
if
just say
you know,
I'm so right.
if you mean
yes, you are.
ass.
I am so right. Oh my God. I have bank messages. I don't like bank messages.
Uh-oh.
Let's see. Oh,
Dear Mr. Martino,
do you understand the concept of positive and negative? No, I'm just kidding.
I thought it'd be more like, may I introduce you to your 30-year-old son?
I can't stand. You know what? I'm just going to say it. First Bank is a great bank, but they have such terrible online banking. Such terrible online banking.
Well, the president of the bank works here, right? Dave Logan?
He's not the president.
So we had a promotions assistant that we hired, and we're walking her through one day, and she says, "Why is the bank president working here?"
Jesus.
No, he just does the commercial. Oh God.
Oh, got it. Okay, so you're bundled. Okay, well, let's get you some help here. What was your name? Jerry. Jerry, we're going to get you some help here. Hang on 1 second.
I am so.
I am looking at what I think is the ugliest person I've ever seen.
You better not be looking at me, you bastard.
Look up Ali, A-L-I-C, Lopez.
What
I
is
mean,
that
she
deal?
is like
What is
really
she?
ugly.
What's the deal? Oh, he took his headphones off.
Yeah, like what's that all about?
She was in an article. She's some kind of influencer. She's a trans influencer, is what it says. Did you see her?
Kind of like Jeff.
She's a
Like
big
Jeff
gal,
Vick.
man.
Jeff Vick is a bit of a trans influencer because he works on transmissions.
Real funny, Shannon.
Trans whisperer.
What did he say?
Jeff Vick's like a trans influencer.
He is.
He's the trans whisperer.
DenverTrans.com.
'cause he can yell.
The
That's a
bastard.
great website.
DenverTrans.com. Yep. He could have rethought that one.
Is that really his website?
I just put up a calendar of events. I checked.
Yeah,
that
it's
out.
one of his websites. It sure is.
Oh my gosh.
Jesus.
Fine, you got 2 calls.
Not really having a lot of fun right now. What's going on?
Oh, I can start singing if that'll cheer you up, brother. You give me a request, I'll do it.
What's your Sing your favorite Beatles song.
Yellow Submarine. I lived or died in a yellow submarine, and it took me 8 minutes to write these lyrics, and the children love it.
Blissfully back to the talk.
630 K-How.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Okay, now, Tina's got a comment on pharmacies or this pharmacy issue. Then I'm going to go to our expert at Integra Insurance. Tina, what's your comment?
Hi, Tom. I was just listening to the woman that called about the BioT specialty pharmacy.
Yeah.
My situation is exactly the same. I'm with Anthem, and the pharmacy switched. My son's on a specialty medication. He's due for a shot tomorrow, and it's just been the copay card issue. Then they said they were going to ship it. Everything was fine. It never showed up. And she also, I hope she's listening, because they dinged my copay card $145 for something, and we've never received any medication.
How long has it been since you've been waiting for it?
I ordered it, I have it all written down, January 9th is when I first ordered it, and it was supposed to be delivered the 22nd. Never showed up. Called, they said there was a copay card issue. We got that squared away, and they said it was a zero copay to me now, and it was going to be shipped, and it never came.
Now, do you have Anthem? Do you have Anthem?
I do, yes, it's Anthem, and we were with Carillon, and it switched to BioPlus, and now it's crazy.
Is it in Florida, the pharmacy in Florida?
I don't know where it is. She's probably right about that.
Gosh, well, so what are you doing about it?
Same thing. The doctor's going to get a sample from the rep to be able to keep him on his dosage, because you can't miss these shots. I mean, the specialty medication is usually pretty intense and for special things.
Oh, my God. So what happens, though, I mean, after that, after the sample?
I'm hoping that they get this all sorted out. I mean, the doctor's calling the insurance. Insurance hopefully will get BioPlus on track to figure all this stuff out. It's crazy.
Why were you switched?
Be this hard.
Why were you switched to BioPlus?
It's probably cost.
Probably, yeah. We got a letter just saying, don't worry, it's going to be the same type of service, and they're switching from Carillon to BioPlus.
What does your insurance company say when you call them, though?
Anthem says that you need to talk to the specialty pharmacy with all that they have everything in place that they need from the doctors with prior authorization and everything. But now they're saying, and I didn't want to get into this, but now they're saying that it's too soon to refill it, because I think when I called and the delivery was supposed to come, I think they think that happened. So now they're saying it's too soon for me to get more, but we never got the last.
And they dinged your card for it.
They didn't ding it. Usually they ding it. It's about $3,400 a month for this, and for some reason they dinged it for $145. I don't know if that was the shipping that they were planning on putting towards the card or what, but they did ding me for $145, and
Tina,
I haven't received
your
anything.
copay is $3,400?
Yes, specialty medications are expensive.
What is it for, may I ask?
It's Dupixent. It's for he has eczema really bad, and it's cured it, so we definitely don't want to go off of it.
My God, it must be really bad that he needs to go on special meds. What would happen without the meds?
He he scratches constantly. He gets these big patches. He had like a spot on the back of his neck it felt like leather, just because the skin, it's an autoimmune thing, and your skin just attacks itself. It was bad for him, and it's totally cured it.
Tina, thank you for shedding some perspective on this. Gemma, does this sound, anything sound familiar? Was it the same pharmacy, Gemma?
Exactly the same thing. Carillon to BioPlus. I called Anthem. They said Carillon is transitioning all specialty meds to BioPlus. There is no other options for you under your health insurance plan.
And it's Carillon?
Yeah, it's Carelon.
Okay. Now, I want to ask Integra Insurance, and we have John with us, John Jr., John Jones. John, have you heard of this happening?
Well, it sounds like, unfortunately, headaches is the wrong word, because significantly impacting people's access to what they need healthcare wise. So, but of a transition, and so that Elevance Health, which is Anthem. I mean, it's really this gets into kind of the weeds of the structure now of Anthem, and they did announce the close. They acquired BioPlus, right? And so this Carelon is transitioning effective, I think it was January 1st. And so these are some transition pains, it sounds like, that are specifically impacting the members when it comes to these prescription needs.
Okay, obviously it is. Now, what happens when people's lives depend on it? I mean, Anthem has to do more than just call them. Does Anthem actually own them?
Yes. Elevance Health, yes, which is Anthem, is yes. So they do. They acquired BioPlus.
It says BioPlus was just
the person who called in. The person who called in is doing the right thing, right? You need to stay on top with the providers, with the health insurance company, with Anthem, and in that communication. And of course, the hope is that it gets resolved much sooner and quicker than later, if whatever these issues are that exist going on right now.
But is there anywhere to complain? Any authorities? I mean, for God's sakes, these people have specialty meds, and it's taking forever to get them.
I mean, sure, you can always go to the DOI if there's some significant if it's access, if it's affecting, but what it sounds like to me, it's more administrative, just things the information not crossing or not getting to where.
But John, where do you complain? What did you say? The who?
Well, the DOI, Division of Insurance.
Oh, okay.
Colorado, the DOI, certainly. I mean, if that really gets into, though, they're not covering things they should be covering, or your plan is. You're getting into. Again, this sounds like it's something that's going to be resolved, and hopefully much sooner than later. It sounds like it's something that is not administrative. What's the word I'm looking for? Something that is just in the passing of or the crossing of information and systems, right? That type of thing. Because of the transition, there are technical issues with that passing of information.
Now, is Elevance Health part of the other company she was talking about, the Anthem company?
Yeah.
And it looks like they acquired
that
this.
Is their new name is formally Anthem. They still brand as Anthem in many community or in many locations, but Elevance Health is the new name. It is the larger umbrella, formerly Anthem.
And Elevance Health, they acquired this to save money. That's exactly what they want to own.
They have their own pharmacy benefit manager. They acquired, absolutely. To have everything for an integrated, a lot of these health insurance carriers are building themselves to be a more integrated whole health system, themselves to be able to manage cost, manage care better, all of those things.
All right, here's what I'd like to do. Thank you very much. I got a plan for this coming up. That's, by the way, Integra Insurance, and they're at 303-466-5500. We also have I think the dad wants to weigh in on this too, so hang on.
Thank you.
Now, Impact Traffic.
That's some good stuff right there. Oh, why did I think it was the top of the hour? I wasn't feeding you anything. Golly, I need a nap.
As well, lots of people slowing down.
Are you still with me, Tom?
In stop-and-go traffic on northbound I-25.
Sorry about that. I sent you dollar coughing. Great.
Mostly sunny skies, highs in the low 60s for the next few days. Overnight low of 30 degrees. Tomorrow mostly sunny with a high of
And it's certainly not in here. Is he listening, Kel? Do we know? We do not know.
Denver's 53 degrees with.
We'll see if he's got his stethoscope to the radio.
If you believe that politics is downstream of culture, then Red Pilled America.
Kind of funny.
Red Pilled America is the groundbreaking storytelling show that's shifting culture.
Here you go, these two.
America on any podcast platform. That's Red Pilled America. Join the revolution.
Okay, Zero Res Denver, man. They're doing a great job at cleaning carpets. The only people I'm going to have in my home, and they're the ones that you should have in your home because they use no chemicals, no emulsifiers, no dangerous chemicals at all. In fact, they use nothing but purified, energized water. It is highly alkaline based, the best cleaning agent in all of nature. And not only that, they have a patented scrubbing technique. And when you put it all together, you won't get cleaner than Zero Res. Your carpets stay clean longer because there's no dirt attracting residue. And they use less water to begin with, so they dry faster. They're in and out, and they do a great job. I call it the really clean of Zero Res. ZeroResDenver.com. Special deals when you mention a Martino Show, 303-471-5150. 303-471-5150. John Fuller is a personal injury attorney, and I want you to put an emphasis on the personal because he truly believes in speaking to each and every client instead of an intake committee, a call center, or any kind of assistant. They'll route the call to him. He'll go over your case. If you think it's a good fit and you hire him after free advice, he will then work for you on a percentage fee basis. You'll get his cell phone number that you can call or text at any time, and he means it. You and he will work together on this. And he not only works to get you the most money, but he collects and also not collects, but knows where to collect and where the money is. And he also negotiates expenses to net you the most. So John Fuller is the one you can trust. 303-597-4500. You'll notice the difference. 597-4500, myaccidentlawyer.co.
Thank you.
I hope I'll have time to take John Sr., but I have an idea of what to do here.
What's the idea, to go all Denzel Washington on the hospital?
Have you seen The Equalizer 1, 2, and 3?
Love The Equalizer. Love that stuff. I'm a huge vendetta sort of guy.
Vendetta in general?
Oh, love John Wick.
Oh,
you killed my dog. I'm going to kill 500 of you. Okay, makes sense. I like it.
That's okay.
Love vengeance.
Sure.
Well, and what was the Denzel movie where he took over the hospital because his kid was... Remember that one?
Oh, yeah, I do remember that.
There's some problem with his kid and he went nuts, and it's like, yep, I can see that. You betcha. I was reminiscing with my daughter the other day about how many of her teachers I made cry. Okay, here's what you're going to do with Mary. And I'll give you all weekend to think about it because you better check your insurance. It's going to get pretty bad here. Mr. Scott.
Slow drains lead to messy backups. Get help from Plumline Services. Just $93 or free. It's a plum crazy deal. If they can't clear your drains for just $93, the call is free. But you also get a complete diagnostic report or just call for a free second opinion on any drain estimate. From the people with faith and ethics, putting honesty first. Service at home, service
So I have to do this production here. Let's see. I have. Where is it?
Hey, Tom, are you done with John Jones Jr.?
Yeah.
Yes, but not senior.
Going to dead.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Now, an iHeartRadio station.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. So, John Jones Sr., you have a comment on this situation, too, with this specialty pharmacy and what Gemma can do. Go ahead.
Yeah, Tom, when you asked, is anybody that can help her, I did call the Division of Insurance while Johnny was on the line, and they hear this quite a bit this time of year. And what Diane, the person I spoke to down there, said she needs to reach out to us. And she could file an appeal, and we potentially can help her in this resolving this particular problem.
But, John, I
so I
think
didn't
what
know if
the
I could-
pharmacy is going to say is there's no issue with the claim itself. It's just the delay that's killing her.
I understand that. But they did say to reach out.
Okay.
And it's a possibility that they can help her down there also in getting this problem resolved.
Gemma,
and I'll be happy to give you the number off air. If I could give it on air,
I
I'll
want
be
you to
happy
give it
do
on air. Gemma, are you listening?
I am.
I want you to
Yes,
take this number
303.
down.
It's 303-894-7499. And then hit the number 2 for consumers, and then hit the number 2 again for health insurance.
So do that again, the number?
2, it's 303-894-7499, extension 2 for consumers, and then extension 2 for health insurance.
Do that, Gemma, and let us know what happens. And my idea was I'm going to have one of our people call and allude to a media investigation on why this is happening, and maybe that'll light a fire. So, Kachina, let's give this to Deputy Doc to call just to say we're looking into this. I'm Tom Martino. She heard me, right?
Yep. She's getting all Gemma-y right now.
This thing sucks, man.
Did it work beautifully? Oh.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and give this to one of our deputies. His name is Ken. He's going to give you a call. We call him Deputy Doc. He will call you and hopefully work with a resolution for you, okay? Okay, well, you can definitely tell Deputy Doc that, and he'll help you out with that. Okay, no problem. Thanks so much. Why do you have to be named after my dead cat?
Too soon? What I have to do today, go get a new phone. I don't, it broke it.
Do you guys see that ransomware? That company that hit all the casinos last year? I mean, they're huge. They hit a company that holds FBI documents, and they're threatening to release them. The funny part is the FBI told MGM not to pay it.
Right.
So it'll be really fucked up if the FBI pays to get their own data back. MGM lost $100 million because of it. Caesars paid $15 million and got all the data back.
And Caesar's got all their data back.
Got everything back. But we'll see how this turns out, man. This is I think it's a bigger story.
Hey,
I think it's going to get bigger.
What's it
did
about?
the Supreme Court, when are they going to rule on
Data
Trump
breach.
in Colorado? Do we know?
I think it starts in February something. Well, I don't know what they're going to hear first. They have a bunch of things to hear. I thought February 8th, though.
Oh, for retirement planning?
I think it's February 8th.
That's what I think.
No, I mean for being able to keep Trump off the ballot.
Oh.
Yeah, February 8th. It's coming up real quick. I'm sure it'll be a closed session. Maybe not. It would be nice if it wasn't closed, but I don't think that. I think it's happened like once.
I guess I-25 is shut down at Happy Canyon.
Fuck, radio spots. Jesus Christ.
Can't go back.
I am here. I've come back. Don't know why, but I've come back.
Oh, they're saying, Mark.
Yeah.
They're saying there was a car crash on I-25, then a semi lost his brakes. This is at Happy Canyon. Lost his brakes and hit the pedestrian on the car crash.
Oh, shit.
So it's closed. Highway's closed.
That is not good.
Did
We're
he
going
hit,
the other way anyway.
Did he hit the guy that was in the crash?
Douglas County Sheriff's Office. Let me see.
Yeah, it's bad. KOA is talking about it the entire news break.
So wouldn't that
It's bad, huh, Dragon?
Road closure. Castle Pines Parkway all the way down to... All traffic must exit at Castle Pines.
Jeez Louise.
Who's ready for some generic fridge?
Yeah, I'm trying to find it on 9 News. I don't see it.
That's what I was looking.
Yeah, it's weird. I just don't see it on there.
Yeah. I saw it on the Castle Rock talk page going, what happened, and that's what they're saying happened. There were bodies on the highway.
Oh,
It's
my
not
God.
good.
You mean more than one body?
Just reading comments on the Facebook post. 3 people injured in a fuel spill. we might want to take Arapahoe Road down to Parker instead of trying to exit at Lincoln.
All right, 10 seconds, guys.
Cash. That's cash. Enter it now at khow.com. Inflation salvation on 630 KHOW.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help a common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. You know, I'd like to hear from you if you're one of many who are insured by Anthem, otherwise known as Elevance Health, and you have recently been notified that your scripts are going to be coming from BioPlus Pharmacy in Florida, because BioPlus is having major delays in filling specialty meds, causing considerable hardship around the country. I'd like to get Deputy Doc to call them, not about a specific patient, but in general, to say, who do we speak to regarding the delays we're hearing about? Who do we speak to about people with serious health problems that can't get their meds? Who do we talk to about an investigation we're doing? Do you have any media relations people? Those questions alone might be able to jar something loose there. That's BioPlus Specialty Pharmacy. In fact, it might not even be a bad idea if people called and said, we heard about you. I'm serious now. Not to be vulgar, not to be nasty, not to, threaten, but just to say, we've heard about it. We've heard about it. In fact, if you go, it's still called CareLonRx.com. It's now known. See, they really kind of they're BioPlus, okay? But the BioPlus you can contact them by going to the CareLon site, CareLonRx.com. Go to the Contact Us site. It's pretty scary when people can't get the meds that they need. And these people are basically not doing much. Now, there is a site just for BioPlus. It's called bioplusrx.com. So, yeah, there is a site for them. So maybe you should go there instead. BioPlus, B-I-O, plus rx.com. bioplusrx.com. And that's P-L-U-S. And if you go to Contact Us, they do have a phone number. They have a phone number for California, Florida, and North Carolina. So you may want to just contact. They even have emails with individuals. They're not just regular emails. They're individually. In fact, I would do that. Go to the emails and say, look, I heard about this on the show. There's more than one person involved. There's specialty meds, more than one med involved. What's going on down there? That could help us. I often said we're part of a consumer club, and that's a play on words. It could be a club, an association of people, or a club, bang, bang. Help us, help others. Marlene, you have an issue. What is going on with you with Davidson Motors? What's going on with Davidson Motors?
I had them do some work on my vehicle.
Yes.
And I've been having trouble with my vehicle ever since then.
Marlene, what did you have them do for you?
They did some major work, a timing chain and all of this other stuff.
Okay. Now, Davidson Motors, why did you go there?
Because my daughter's male friend works there,
Okay.
and he told me.
And
to,
part of it was a
come
timing
there
chain.
to
What
look.
else?
I'm looking for the paperwork as we speak.
I don't need
I
that
did
specifics.
save it.
Timing chain. Anyway, how is it not running well?
I've been trying to get into to Davidson's, and they told me they were backed up. So I decided to go over on iLift to Big O's, and I had the gentleman help me there. They looked at my car, and they showed me broken. They messed up my vehicle. There is screws in there that are broke off in my engine, and there ain't nothing they can do.
Wait.
They told me to take it back to them.
How? Hold on now. Hold on, Marlene. How do you know that Davidson Motors did it?
Because they're the only one that worked on my car. I've been having the problem with this car ever since they worked on my car, and they know that.
How long ago did you have this work done?
They said the man.
No. When did you have your car
I
at
don't
Davidson?
think it has not been a year. It hasn't been a year. That's why I said I need to.
Wait a minute, though. Wait
my
a minute. So
paperwork.
it was several months ago?
Yes, and I've been going back and forth with them ever since they did this work.
Okay. And hold on, I'm just making notes here. You had nothing but trouble right afterwards, and you claim they messed up your car. And Big O Tires, what did they find specifically that you believe Davidson Motors did?
Let me see. They took a piece off the car, okay, because they don't want it to fall and damage, fall into my engine. They looked at the removed and replaced tension serpentine belt because that's what I thought it was. It's not. They got a picture here of the engine, and he asked me, what did Davidson's Motors work on? Did they work on your timing chain? And I said yes. So,
and what did Big O? Okay, what did Big O say they did wrong?
There is screws broke off in here. There is pieces broke in the engine.
How do they know it went into the engine?
Well, they took one part to make sure it don't go into the engine. They got a picture circled here. I wish I was in your.
Can you
right
snap a
there
picture with
you
your
can
phone of
see.
that?
Yes.
Now, okay, so tell me, what did Big O say had to be done to fix it?
They're saying that they have to go in, and they don't have a way to go in and take out these broken screws that are in the vehicle.
But how do
And
they
it's a
know?
part.
Marlene, this is the part I really need. How do they know there are broken screws inside the engine?
Because they took the car apart. I took it up there this morning, and they took the front off because I thought it was a belt.
I know, I get that, but still, you can't see broken screws inside an engine.
The only thing I can tell you is when the man talks
Hey,
to me.
can I call the guy at Big O? You think they'll talk to us?
I think he'll talk to you.
Okay. I would like to talk to them. Do you have the name of the guy? Kachina, make sure you tell them that we're not accusing Big O of anything, but we would like to know what they found in this car. And Marlene, did they say your whole engine is ruined?
He told me that they cannot fix it. There's broken pieces in there. And I told him, is it a danger for me to drive it? I don't.
It's not dangerous,
have any
but they're
other
saying you
vehicle.
could blow your engine, right?
I didn't even get to that part. I just told him I have to drive my vehicle, and I don't think he thinks it's driving every day. I think he's just thinking.
When you drive it
hey,
now, tell me what happens when you drive it now.
I hear a squeal. It's a squealing noise, and that's why I took it to Big O's, because I thought it was the fan belt.
I get it.
One
I
of
get it.
the-
Marlene,
the
how
belt
many
signs.
miles, what kind of car is this?
It's a Chevy Malibu. It's a 2013.
How many miles?
It has 75 on it.
Okay, that's not terrible.
No, I'm not. I mean, I drive it when I need to drive it. I'm a retired school bus driver.
Yeah, okay. We need to figure this out. We need to get it somewhere that can check it out, or we need to talk to somebody at Big O. Kachina, get that information. See if they'll talk to us at Big O. Ask them if you'd be kind enough to talk to us. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255.
A massive data leak, being called the mother of all breaches, has been announced. Billions upon billions of records with sensitive data from previous breaches, newly stolen data, and privately sold databases have been exposed. Cybercriminals can use this information to commit identity theft. Help protect yourself and join the millions who trust.
All right, Tom, you got 10 seconds, and we've got Joe on the phone ready for you.
If your information is being used. If you become a victim, LifeLock will work to fix it. Save up to 25% your first year with promo code NEWS at lifelock.com.
All right. Joe Cano is a certified financial planner who offers safety in investments, and he offers guaranteed products that guarantee a return and guaranteed not to lose a dime of your gains or your principal. And as I understand it, Joe, you have someone that we're going to hear from?
Yes, Tom. We're going to have, Ray Jaramillo give you a call later and just let you know about his experience with us, okay? Ray is a perfect example of the risks that we were talking about yesterday. People they really are lacking financial education. And Ray has a very unique thing that we did with him. His wife passed away, unfortunately, and left him a pretty sizable death benefit. And he really did not know how to allocate this money properly. And he came to us because he was listening to you and talking about the Become the Banker strategy and about the annuity. And we have met with him for about 3 weeks now, and we have a financial plan put in place for him that he feels very comfortable with, and not putting all his money in one basket. And he's able to actually have peace of mind, Tom. And this is really what education is all about. And as a certified financial planner, I feel, deep in my heart, that people need to know what to do with their money. And that's exactly what we do with the Become the Banker strategy and the guaranteed pension account.
Okay, so
we're not only,
will Ray
helping them.
create income for himself?
Absolutely. He will create a guaranteed income for the rest of his life. And, the balance of the death benefit is going to go to a liquid account locally here where he can tap into that account as he needs the money. Now, there's many financial planners, and I hate to say this, but there are many that would take all of the death benefit and just put it all in one basket, and normally in the stock market. And normally, those unfortunate consumers not only lose the projection of their income, but they lose their income that they have
You're
right now.
You're right, Joe. And that's why I urge you to call Joe and his team to get an education on risk and how to put money into safety and diversify. 303-779-6600, 779-6600, 303-779-6600. Simply Floors, Inc. is the place to go if you want a variety of floor coverings with the best installers in the business and the best experience from the time you schedule a visit to the time they install. Simply Floors, Inc. has a wide selection of floor coverings, from carpets to hardwood floors Engineered floors, luxury vinyl planking in all price ranges, big and small. simplyfloorsinc.com. You know, they have 2 locations, I-70 in Quebec, 470 in Quebec, and 52nd and Ward. And you can reach them at simplyfloorsinc.com, 303-731-5380. You know, Denver Regen does stem cell therapy, and they really did such a world of improvement on my back. And they can help you with painful joints. They can really, and they'll consult with you. The doctor who's actually going to do it, they'll consult with you, and it will be free of charge on your consulting. Line one up at denverregen.com. And remember, they also do the compounded semaglutide for weight loss at only $250 a month with all supplies and doctor consultations. denverregen.com. O'Brien Legal Services is a legal firm, a law firm, with Brad O'Brien and his team helping you through real estate issues of any kind. Simple document reviews for sales and purchases or financing agreements. Or if you're buying a piece of property, maybe with someone who's not your spouse, you need a partnership agreement, or you are dealing with squatters or any other complicated border dispute, easement, or whatever. If it has to do with real estate, think O'Brien Legal Services, which is OLSlaw.com, which stands for O'Brien Legal Services, 720-370-7388.
The superbly versatile all-electric EQB from Mercedes-Benz. It's impressively touchy and surprisingly roomy, with available seating for up to 7.
Since we are KOA, your news station, since we...
5 seconds, guys.
TrajanWealth.com.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Have you been successful in getting hold of Big O, Kachina?
So I called them twice. I did speak with a gentleman named Ray, who Marlene was working with, and he hung up on me twice, and he doesn't want to come on the air.
At Big O?
Correct.
Oh, that's too bad. We need to verify this information. I mean, to me, I don't know how they can tell things have broken off into the engine. I don't know. Let's get Kevin Calkin on, or we can get, let's just get him on to see if he can address this as well. I just want to ask him in general, what would be involved in the timing belt that might do that? And Marlene, in addition to the timing belt, what other work did they do?
They did, as far as today?
No, the Davidson.
mean
What work did
I
Davidson
need to get
do?
I need to get my paperwork because they did a whole lot of work on there.
How much
that
did
I
it
was
cost you?
told
Let's put it that way.
About almost $1,400.
Okay. That's
So they said something about an oil pan, the timing chain. It was several things. I got the paperwork, but I got it put away, and I need to.
but did
get
Big
it
O
out.
tell you that you need additional work and they can't do it?
Yeah, they told me that they don't have the type of machinery to get to it.
What do they
on here
say?
it
Did they
says-
say what needed to be done, though?
On here it's saying a drill and tap broken bolt in generator.
Okay, why don't you hold on? We'll get our expert on, okay? 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Are we getting someone from RKC?
Working on it.
Oh, okay, good. That's new to our auto repair family. That's Ray over at RKC, if we can get him. And I want to revisit something with Red Rock's Roof and Solar. Brooke has been so really helpful in helping us understand the industry. And somebody had a question on this, Brooke. So when you do a contract for a solar system, is it possible with incentives and tax credits and financing that there is no out-of-pocket money?
So, yes, potentially. It would depend on where the person lived and what would be a viable option and how things would work. So, for instance, I have a project where somebody is building a solar field to sell power back to the utility company. And because of the grant project, depreciation, and federal tax credit, along with the income that those folks are going to receive from the utility company, they are actually out of pocket. They are actually making money the first year that we're installing it because of where it's located in the utility company contract.
Wait a minute.
But that's
wait a minute.
very,
Wait a minute.
very
Are they
rare.
are they producing it for their home as well, or are they doing it just to resell?
We are partitioning it off a section of that solar field to tie into the residence, but the majority of it is going back to sell to the utility company.
Why did they decide to do that? Because they were going to do a system anyway, and they figured we may as well make it bigger?
So they're going to make just about $1.9 million off of this solar field. So I feel like it was the return on investment.
Hold on a second, Brooke. 1.9 million in how much time?
Now, I do want to preface, this is a very rare case. Nobody else really that I've ever worked with has this. So number one, it's the utility company that they're at has different incentives and the contract is really lucrative. Number two, it's the area they're in. This is not possible in Colorado. This contract is in New Mexico.
Okay, but what? They have a lot of land in New Mexico, and they're putting an array of solar panels on this land. Is that correct?
That's correct, yes.
Okay, so how many panels are they putting on this land?
Oh, I'd have to look, but it's like, we're talking acres. They're installing, 4 acres.
How
of
much
land.
is this system? Okay, so do they get a 30% tax credit on this?
Yes. So it's a $2 million project. $1 million of it comes from the REAP grant program. Then 30%, which is $600,000, is a federal tax credit. And the business this is associated with is able to use that tax credit immediately because of the revenue that they have in this business. And then they have the 14% on depreciation over the next 5 years. They've actually decided to take that in the first year instead. So they're getting it. It's kind of complicated. But
So are they going to have, for the first installation of this, will they have to pay any money out of pocket to get this done?
yes, they do, because everything in solar is a reimbursement.
No, I get it. So they get reimbursed, but how much after reimbursement are they net out of pocket?
Nothing, because in this specific contract in the first year, I believe they're making $25,000, and then after that, it's upwards of $250,000 a year.
What?
I again am not looking at that specific one, so don't quote me on it. But I do know that they're out of pocket $0. They're making money year one because
Now, are more people in their area going to do that?
They can. The grant program actually got extended. So I was telling you that it was set to expire this 31st. It's been extended throughout the rest of 2024.
And this grant program specifically is for people who want to sell to power companies or for anyone?
No, the grant program is the REAP grant program. So it's eligible for small businesses in rural areas as well as any ag project. So you can build the solar to offset your ag project, or you can build it for your small business to offset your small business costs, or you can create a company to sell the power back to the utility. All three are viable options for the exact same grant.
And how much does that grant go to?
It goes to 50% of the project up to $1 million.
Are you kidding me? I mean, basically, is there anything like that you can do in Colorado?
Yeah, absolutely. So that grant program works. We're actually working on a ton of projects just like that. The only difference is that the individuals we're working with here in Colorado are out of pocket 6% of the project. So that same $2 million project that we're discussing, they're out of pocket $120,000. Usually a utility company for a system that size in Colorado is going to pay that person between $40,000 and $60,000 a year, depending on the power that it's going to produce. And so within 4 years, depending on your depreciation schedule, you're out of pocket nothing, and then you're just making money on year 4. So typically you're making about $1 million to $1.5 million on those projects here in Colorado.
And in order to do a project like that, you would have to have the land, right? Obviously.
And the money out of pocket.
Well, yeah, the money out of pocket, though, wouldn't be that substantial if you have a guaranteed return on it. But as far as the land, how much land?
On that $2 million deal in New Mexico, how much do you think they're literally out of pocket before they receive their rebates and stuff?
Well, they have to pay me the entire $2 million.
Yeah, that's what it's so, Tom.
Yeah.
I mean, if you got $2 million lying around, you can do it.
Yeah, so with that, there are lending companies that are dedicated to do this because the federal government guarantees 75% of that loan. Yeah. So if they get the $2 million loan, whatever 75% of $2 million is guaranteed by the government. So there's a ton of banks that like to do it. You can also, I mean, if we're talking about having $2 million and it's tied to a small business, you already have a business relationship with like a bank lender. So that's where most of the folks get the lending from. And then
so these are basically solar farms people are doing.
Yeah, they can do solar farms. That's why I've got so many big projects. But some people are just using it to offset their business costs. You know, I've got somebody who's putting in a 60 kilowatt system to offset their car wash that I'm discussing with, right? So the grant can go as big or as small as you would want to. It's just 50% of your project.
I mean, this is incredible information. So there are businesses that would literally have no energy cost.
Yeah, absolutely. So
other than the solar system, and most of that paid for by grants and credits.
Yeah, every business analysis that I've done, if you're offsetting power, your break-even point is about 2 to 3 years. If you're selling power to the utility company, your break-even point's about 5 years. So it just depends on how you want to do that. If you're offsetting your own personal expenses through the ag project or the business, your break-even point's much faster because your net metering is at retail value instead of wholesale value, which is what you get when you sell it back to the utility. Does that make sense?
So, but when you go sell more, you actually get less money.
Yeah, so if you set up a contract...
All right, take a break when you can, Tom.
Instead of offsetting your expenses, you're paid at wholesale value.
Right.
If you set it up to offset your expenses, they have to give you retail value for that power that you send back to the grid. So it just depends on how your contract's set up, and I work with that. The whole process of bringing me on is that I know exactly what I's to dot, what T's to cross. I walk you through the whole project. Really, all you have to do is sign saying that you will allow us to work on the project for you.
Whoa.
And then the whole time I'm working with you. So you know exactly where we're at with your project, what's going on, who's reimbursing at what. And of that $2 million, I'm not accepting that today, right? So as we do pieces on your project, that's when we get installments on the work. So it's a contract that we work on together so that the business owners or the ag folks feel comfortable throughout the entire process.
All right. And that's redrocksrs.com. More right after this.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martino now. Leland Conway at 2, 630 KHOW, Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com.
Major slowdowns continue south of the Denver Metro. I-25 southbound is closed due to a serious accident between Castle Pines Parkway and Founders Parkway. We're seeing stopped traffic back from West Oak Hill Lane overpass. For folks hoping to detour, take Hess Road east to Crowfoot Valley Road, south to Founders Parkway, back to rejoin southbound I-25. Around the same area, I-25 northbound slow driving continues around the scene of the crash. We're seeing stop and go between Meadows Parkway and Happy Canyon Road. Fox 31, pinpoint weather, mostly sunny skies. Highs in the low 60s today, overnight low of 30. The current temperature in Denver is 55 degrees. With your Impact Traffic and weather, Mark Swan, 630 K-House.
Temperatures getting low, but demand remaining high? You need Indeed. Their all-in-one platform helps you attract, interview, and hire candidates all from one place. And Indeed's interview tool lets you schedule and conduct virtual interviews right from their website. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
FixMyHome.com. That's the website for Fix It 24/7 for plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains. And I am enjoying a furnace they just installed yesterday, and they are excellent. Neat, clean, fast, efficient, and great pricing. Seriously. FixMyHome.com. Any maintenance issue, $39 to get a tech to your home, or free second opinions. By the way, for the $39 tech to find any problem, once they find it, if you agree to the work, they credit you the $39, so their call is free. FixMyHome.com. Hey, John Fuller will only take as many personal injury cases into his law firm that he can work personally. That's it. That's his limit. Why? Because he dedicates himself to working with each and every client, along with his team, of course, but he is the one who takes your case. He gives you his cell phone number, and he communicates with you directly. In fact, you can text or call him at any time on his cell phone, and he means it. First, call for an initial free consultation going over your entire case at no charge. And then if you hire him with no obligation, but if you do hire him, then it's a percentage fee basis. He also negotiates expenses at the end to net you the most money. Find out more. You'll notice the difference where you're not just a number. 303-597-4500. 597-4500. myaccidentlawyer.co.
No. Yeah. So you asked for, real quick, you needed the 23rd out for the avalanche thing. I stole back the 26th. You said that was cool.
No, I'm coming in that Friday. I'm not doing the avalanche thing.
Okay, and then you asked for the 21st and 22nd and the 28th and 29th, and then I know you backed out on the 21st and 22nd, but I left it on there anyway.
Well, here's the problem. I have to go back to the optometrist. Right now, I'm on a wait list for the 28th,
Okay.
which I already have off, so I'm trying to do that. So I may need to go in,
Well,
but
how-
it's only a 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock appointment.
But didn't you say your daughter is coming in?
I do. I've been carrying it around with
Well,
me for the
I'm going
last
to keep it like
week.
this, and then come
it's
the
been a
20th, if
wild,
you don't
wild
need the
day.
21st, then I'll just plan on not filling in for you. But I'm going to keep it like this for now.
Right now, I'm good. I'm just on a wait list for the 28th because she can take me to.
Okay, well, I have you already off for that day, too, so that's...
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm off 28th, 29th. It's just the 21st. But now that I have to do the 22nd, I take it's all good.
Okay, darling.
This is Brooke White.
Marlene hung up?
Yeah.
Of course you did. Why? Great. Great.
That sounds like a good call.
Yeah.
Charter High School.
That'd be a big project.
Hey, Tom.
Yeah.
Marlene hung up. Do you still want Kevin?
Well, why'd she hang up, damn it? Yeah, I do want him.
Okay.
No, I am. Hey, Tom.
Yeah.
Thomas.
Yes.
We got to go. We got to split. I'm going to talk to Brooke, but we got to go check on my dad. I'm not going to get into it on this.
All right.
Oh, yeah, of course.
But I'll call you, okay?
All right, good.
Bye.
Well, I got everything.
Doc explained it. If she's on the phone, I'm not going to bother her. But oh, here she is.
Do you want me to fly Tom's camera only?
Yeah. And then, hey, Brooke, we have to split. You're good here. He'll be with you anyhow, and Tom is still there.
Okay.
I gotta go check on
Okay.
10 seconds here, Tom.
It was
local fiduciary advisors. TrajanWealth.com.
Denver's talk station. Online at khout.com.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303 713 Talk, 303 713 8255. So let's continue here with. I want to give Kevin Calkin some time here to talk about this because it confused me. Marlene called and said she has a 2013 Chevy Malibu, 75,000 miles, and she had to have her timing chain, or I think, does she mean a chain or a belt replaced on that, Kevin?
Yeah, I was going to ask the same thing. I wasn't sure what kind of car it was.
It's a Chevy Malibu, 2013. So what would that have?
I'm just looking right now.
And then, so she had that and some other stuff done for $1,400.
Yeah, that's not a bad price. It is a chain. Yeah.
Okay, so does that have to be changed?
Well, was it making noise or
Well,
what?
apparently something was going on. But anyway, Davidson Motors did it. And her problem is this. She said afterwards her car was not running well. And she took it to Big O Tires, and they found some broken screws. And they said they must have fallen into the engine. And she was given an estimate for some kind of Healy coil and stud for the generator. Now, would that have been messed with when changing the timing?
Well, yeah, the alternator's bolted to the head or somewhere in the front, so they may have broken alternator bolt off, but that's typically not a big deal.
But what I want to know is, how does Big O know that they went inside the engine?
That if it's the alternator, it's not inside the engine. That's not possible.
Well, this is the part that Marlene was trying to tell us, that she said Davidson Motors broke stuff off that went inside the engine. So when you're changing a timing chain, what could break off and go inside the engine?
Well, the only thing that could is if you're inside the timing cover, any of the bolts that are holding on tensioners or idlers or anything for the chain, they're inside the motor. Yeah, if they're broken off, they could definitely fall in, but they're usually fall into the oil pan. It's usually not a big deal.
What happens, though, if something does fall off into what they call the engine? I mean, that could ruin an engine, right?
Well, yeah, it could get in between the chain and the sprocket, and the chain can jump and all kinds of issues, yeah. But you'd have to have the whole cover off to see those bolts. You can't see them from the outside.
Yeah, I don't see. This is the part, and she hung up, unfortunately, because we wanted to get your opinion on this. And I don't know. I don't know what she wants really, but she says her car's not running right. And what we're going to do is we get a hold of her again. We're going to have her take it over to you
We'll
or
take a look
something.
at it. Yeah, they might not have set the chain right. It could be off a tooth.
What's the first thing you would do on that?
Well, pull codes and start. You're going to have timing codes or something that's going to give us an indication of whether the chain is installed properly.
And she said she heard a whining noise. That's why they thought it was a belt, but not
Well,
the
if the alternator bolt is broken, it may not be tightened properly. So the belt could be making a little noise with a broken bolt on the alternator.
Okay, and so when they went there, they probably saw the broken bolt and said, we have to fix it. That's the only thing she had an estimate for. But they said, we can't go inside the engine and find the broken stuff. I just think they're assuming stuff went into the engine. I don't know how they would.
I agree.
Okay.
Without pulling the timing cover, there's no way to determine if anything's in there.
Okay, well, in fact, that's good enough for me. I really appreciate that, Kevin.
Sure.
303-713-8255.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Levine Law, your Denver personal injury lawyer.
Major slowdowns continue south of town. I-25 southbound remains closed between Castle Pines Parkway and Founders Parkway for a serious accident. Folks hoping to detour can take Hess Road east to Crowfoot Valley Road, south to Founders Parkway to rejoin back on southbound I-25. Into the Denver metro area, I-70 eastbound near Wadsworth, a slow-moving maintenance vehicle has 2 lanes closed with slow traffic back from Kipling. Fox 31 pinpoint weather. It's another warm one out there today. Highs in the low 60s, mostly sunny skies. Overnight low of 30. Tomorrow high 62, mostly sunny. The current temperature is 58 degrees. With your Impact Traffic and weather, Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
After a car accident, hire a
10 seconds, buddy.
Call me, Jordan Levine, 303-333-8000. At Levine Law, we're proud to have helped thousands of accident victims. Allow us to help you. Levine Law, 303-333-8000.
Okay, here's an alert. I want you to stay tuned for 2 ways to save money. First and foremost, plumbing. If you need a plumbing repair of any kind, EuroPlumbingColorado.net promises to save you money. They say they can save you up to 90%. Yeah, savings of 90% on garbage disposals and some pumps, and on water heaters, no one can touch them. EuroPlumbingColorado.net, starting at $13.99 for a 40-gallon, $14.99 for a 50-gallon. The old one taken away and hauled away. And these are Rheem or A.O. Smith water heaters. Any size water heater you want, they'll beat anybody's price. 303-668-6844. 668-6844. All right, let's talk Made in the Shade. Another way to save money, because you are not going to waste time or energy, and you're going to get them to meet your budget because you're going to tell them what your budget is up front. Then they measure, have a design consultant try to get you the best coverings for the price. And then when you order them, and by the way, all of that's free. And then when you order them, you pay for them, and they have their in-house installers. Made in the Shade, denvershades.co. That's Made in the Shade, denvershades.co. 720-458-6566.
Thank you.
Who the hell's Rick Lewis? I dislike when they have DJs from other stations on not their original station. Because somebody who only listens to Martino has no idea who the hell Rick Lewis is. You put Brown over on KOA, nobody knows who. Hey, it's Michael Brown. You want to go to a trip to Rome with me? Who the hell is Michael Brown?
Ross does a lot of crossover on here.
Yeah, there's a Mandy one too running. I don't get it.
I'm not saying anything since yesterday about you guys having to X out the songs.
Yeah.
Because it's only slightly important for, I don't know, the flow of the show.
What is?
iHeart needs to figure out what they want to do.
Yep. They can also
can't promote
they can
the
also
podcast
be
and
smart
get a
and
shitty
just pay to. Good afternoon. Thanks for calling the Tom Martino Show.
Start your new year off right. Save 20 to 40% off any true treadmill, elliptical, or exercise bike. I have a true treadmill at home that's the smoothest and quietest I've ever been. You never regret buying quality. You always regret when you don't. It's a new year. It's time to work on the new year.
Are you talking about Fix It 24/7? Okay, great. Go ahead and send me an email, and I can go ahead and pass your information on to the president of an owner of Fix It 24/7.
Everywhere you look right now, someone is sick. This year, prepare your family for airborne invaders like bacteria, pollen,
Okay.
germs with
Have you talked to? Okay, go ahead. Give me your number.
7.
What's your number?
7.
The Bosch sucks out viruses, dust, and other airborne particles. All the stuff that gets trapped in your nose, making you miserable. Don't get caught empty-handed this winter. Get the Bosch, the drug-free solution that helps you breathe easier, sleep better.
And what is your first name, Cecile?
Navage is HSA, FSA eligible. So Navage is a great way to spend those funds before.
And
they
what's your last name?
Don't wait a minute longer. Buy Navage today and you'll breathe easier knowing you're putting your funds to good use. Navage is available online at Navage.com or Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid.
Perfect. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and text the owner right now, okay?
Where's the bathroom at here?
Let me see. Women's. I think it's by the door.
Got it.
Oh, okay, perfect.
But I don't think you have to go out.
Here's our secret.
What's going on?
Durable blades and sell them at honest prices for as low as $2 each.
Right. We're going to try to get you some help from George Donaldson. He's the owner, so I'm going to text him right now, okay?
You can also text Adam, too. He's pretty
I'm
good.
sorry, one more time.
In-store at a retailer near you. Get a $13 trial set for just $3 at harrys.com/quality. That's harrys.com/quality. Or check us out at your local Costco.
Oh, I have no idea.
Just look for the Chrome Razor with 13 blade refills at your local
No, that would be a Fix It 24/7 question. I'm not really smart when it comes to HVAC. So let me go ahead and just send your information to George, and he will be with you. Okay. Okay. No problem. No problem. Thank you. Okay. Bye. Wow. Do not ask me about HVAC.
What's going on?
So we've been getting a lot of complaints about Fix It 24/7.
Like what?
Like this woman just called. She called yesterday too, and she
5 seconds.
she's basically
Denver's talk station.
Okay, hold on. We'll just. Hello, Tom Martino here. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Ray, you wanted to talk about Become the Banker or Joe Ciano. What's going on, Ray?
Hey, good afternoon, Tom. Longtime listener, and that's how I got a hold of Joseph Ciano. Unfortunately, about a year, or back in August, actually, my wife passed away, left me and the kids a life insurance, and I've pretty much held on to it since then. Most of it, really didn't know what to do with it. So, listening to your show, I got his number, came down, met him 2 or 3 times, and he helped me get a plan in place to get me to retirement, and also to help me when I do retire, and come up with a guaranteed retirement income for life. And so, just wanted to call. The main reason I'm calling is to share that. And the second is, if there's anybody out there listening that's in my shoes and really not sure what to do with a good chunk of
Well,
money.
listen, Ray, I'm interested in this. And thank you for trusting me. And Joe is a great guy. How old are you?
I am 54.
Okay. And how long do you plan on keeping? I imagine you put some of it into a fixed indexed annuity.
I put a good chunk down in the fixed annuity, correct.
And let me ask you this. How long do you want that to fester before you turn the income switch on?
Well, my particular plan is going to be able to start putting out an income at 10 years.
Okay.
But I obviously want to go a little longer because it collects more value or adds more value or grows more value.
Yeah, but
the longer I leave it
it'll be a
there.
nice supplement to your Social Security. That's what you're thinking.
Yes, absolutely.
It'll actually
Absolutely.
exceed your Social Security probably.
I have no idea what my Social Security be, but I'm really happy and confident with the plan that Joe helped me come up with. And I just, like I said, called because I held on to the money, had no idea what to do with it. I was afraid to invest it in the market.
You know,
I was
and
afraid to
here's
just,
where, Ray, here's where a lot of people make mistakes. They try to invest it not just in the market, but in harebrained schemes or businesses, and they fail and they lose their money. Or, you know, everyone's got a plan for your money. It depends on how old you are, but when you're in your 50s, you get a lump sum, you're starting to think forward. It's good to have something guaranteed. And the idea of what you did is smart because it's a guaranteed return and a guaranteed safety, not to spend down the principal, not to spend down the gain. You'll never lose any of that. Plus, you'll have the income. And that income can go even up from the estimate depending on how much you make over the time, which is really good. But the income, there's a guaranteed income, but it can always go up. And then did you get a cost of living adjustment?
Yes, we definitely. He helped me navigate through, like I said, not only for my retirement, but what I need to do to the best of my ability to get to those 10, 11, 12 years in between.
Ray,
For
I'm
that-
really
for that
happy.
money.
Thank you for letting me know. I like hearing personal experiences. And you can rest assured that he would never do anything unless it was really, he's a fiduciary. He wants to look out best for his clients. He truly does. And he, by the way, those listening, he's at 303-779-6600. We have more coming up. Get your calls in, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Zero.
Like he just burped.
Woohoo! I'm sorry, what?
Sounded like Tom just burped. Maybe it was something else, but or a hiccup, maybe.
Enjoy beautiful new countertops, granite, quartz, other natural stone, or solid surfaces. Call the Art of Granite first.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Points in negotiations include pay raises, getting social workers in all schools, and a better
day. At least 166. I gotta quit paying attention to this crap. It just hurts. Can I go back to being a blissful idiot downstairs on the 3rd floor? I'm so much happier down there.
Oh, were you though? Were you?
Didn't pay attention to anything, just made fart jokes.
Make sure that person knows if you have medical issues. Also, make sure everyone in your house knows how to text. Check backup batteries for all your phones and fully charge cell phones, batteries, and rechargers. Sign up to receive mobile phone.
I want to go for my walk.
I'm a little curious about this though. The 3 soldiers that died in that attack were all black.
Why? Right? Kind of weird.
So,
Who's weird?
If
You're
Biden
weird.
really wants to say he cares about black people, he's going to go to their bodies that return home, right?
Over the weekend, several people were arrested near the former embassy suites off Hamden Avenue. One person was stabbed. That came a day after another stabbing at the shelter. The president of the condos that back up to the shelter spoke with Fox 31.
There's no one there to mitigate like somebody getting into a fight or anything like that. So they need security.
A statement from the mayor's office says the shelter is staffed 24/7 and has security measures in place. Colorado reported
Security measures could just mean, oh, camera. Doesn't mean anybody's there to do anything.
since 2019. But the Department of Transportation says 133 pedestrians were struck and killed, an all-time high. The increase was double for bicyclists.
I was telling Michael yesterday, I'm not sure if you were here at that time, but I had predicted a while ago that the United States will be in a war by the time the election happens.
Oh, God, yeah.
And the reason for that is because no political party has changed hands in the time of war. So if it's been a Republican, it's going to continue to be a Republican in wartime. Well, so I was like, all right, so we're going to go to war, and the Democrats are going to win, Biden's going to get another term. But without him doing anything, we're not going to war, which then leads me to change my mind that we're going back to a Republican after this. It's gonna be Trump, because if Biden just sits on his hands and just says, "Don't do that,"
Well,
and never does anything.
At least I have confidence if it is Trump, he'll basically not be bought by Ukraine or China or any nation.
Anybody that fucks around is gonna find out when Trump's in office.
I mean,
Biden
it's.
ain't gonna do shit.
I have confidence in that.
And this pisses me off more so than the SEALs that were lost. They weren't killed in action.
Right.
They weren't killed by
Right.
terrorists.
In their
They
bunks.
They were performing an exercise and
Yeah.
got swept away. Unfortunately, still tragic. But they
Oh, the
lost.
3. Oh, I thought you were talking about the ones that were killed in their bunks.
No, these are the 2 Navy SEALs.
Yeah, the Navy SEALs.
These 3
Yeah.
ones, yeah, they had the drone attack.
Yeah, the drone.
This is very different than getting lost at sea, in my mind. Granted, all 5 are tragic. I don't want to lose any
No.
service members. But these 3 are different than the other 2.
Yeah.
And he's not done anything about it.
No. And they literally just said, we're gonna have a,
There will be consequences.
response.
There will be a response.
But we just don't have a timeline on that. I mean, you got.
My timeline is how long does it take?
I mean, who the hell? Who's gonna attack Blinken? No. Fucking Lloyd Austin? I don't think so. Hey. All right, he's back.
Hey.
No colors.
10 seconds.
You know what?
This nationwide keyword on our website: bills. That's bills. Enter it now at khow.com. Inflation salvation on 630 KHOW.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. We're in the final out of the show. We'll take all of your calls at 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Problems, questions, or complaints, give us a call. We really want to help you any way we can. So, one of the things I want to do, I want to talk about something that to me is quite obvious. And I don't know why no one is talking about it, but the Elon Musk brain implant. Brain implants, artificial intelligence, all kinds of things, all kinds of new tech. It's been talked about for years and years, but to actually have something that was implanted is unbelievable. Now, here's what I want to know. This brain implant, it says that it will be the first actual brain implant that can interface with technology. Now, we've had other things externally that attempted to connect thoughts to controls. Movements of hands, movements of, artificial appendages, and also other things. This would enable control of your phone, your computer, or almost any device, he says. It's been implanted in someone. So I have a question to ask, and I'm serious. Do you trust, Dragon, I assume that you understand what I mean when I say, do you trust your brain?
Most of the time.
No, I don't trust mine. I mean, not to control things. Because listen, I'd be laying in bed thinking, I better not open my garage door. I better not open my garage. Oh, it's open. I mean, it's like
I do that all the time for my alarm clock. Is my alarm on? I don't think my alarm's on.
What I'm saying is that I have random thoughts all the time. If you tell me, do not think about this, well, I mean, so is it going to be more than just thought? Because my thoughts are so random. My lights would be going on and off. I'd have rock music on, then I'd have opera, and I'd have garage doors going up and down. I'd have toast being made. I mean, I'm afraid of my brain if you gave it an implant. What are you kidding me? I mean, I couldn't even imagine. I mean, when I'm driving down the street, I'm glad I have two hands on there, and I have a gas pedal, and I can physically move the way I want, but I don't want my thoughts controlling my car. I mean, I'm thinking of 6,000 things. That's the part that I don't get. How do you have a mind disciplined enough to control something? And I'm not kidding, by the way. I'm not saying I'm a lunatic, but come on, if we're all really honest with ourselves, do we have controlled, organized thought at any one time? Or maybe it'll be more of a pattern of thought. Maybe like, for example, to open your garage door, you would have to think of a series of numbers, maybe. Do you know? Or you'd have to maybe even say them in your mind. I don't know. But it can't possibly just be a thought, because I'd be sitting here thinking I shouldn't open my garage door, and then I'd have a thought say, open your garage door. Or I'd have or I better not turn off that heat, or something. Now, am I the only one? Maybe I'm confessing insanity. I don't know. But am I the only one that thinks about this? If you had to depend on your brain to interface with stuff. Now, can you think of anything, though, that would be more unstable? Think about that. What if you're stressed and you're thinking about something else? How will it discern? So I have a feeling that the brain interface might be more of patterned thought or codes to do things. Do you? I mean, I'm thinking. Here's another thing. Think about this. And remember, you heard about here first, okay? I looked on the internet. I can't find it anywhere. Since we have Red Rock's Roof and Solar in the house today, we still have her, right? Brooke's still there? Brooke? Anyway.
I'm here.
Yeah, now listen. Listen to this one. All energy, we know this. Where does it come from? All energy on Earth. All energy. Ultimately, where does it come from? Come on, the sun. I don't care what you say. The food we eat, everything comes from the sun. I mean, we take light, and we eat, but where did that come from? I mean, where did the greens? Where does food? Where do we all get energy? We really get it from the sun, if you think about it. I mean, don't we? Or we mimic electricity, but we can get electricity from the sun. We can get, but when you think about photosynthesis and sugars, and then converting into plants and foods for animals, and we eat animals. I mean, if you think about it. So,
hey, Tom,
why not just go directly from the sun to us? Why can't we have some mechanism where we have a solar panel on our head or on a hat that transfers energy to us directly without going through the nonsense of eating? Go ahead. Who? What?
Hey, Tom.
Yeah.
We had a caller. He could not stay on, unfortunately, but do you want to laugh a little bit?
Yeah.
He brought up the fact that you were saying about, don't think of anything, or you should not be thinking of anything.
Right.
So he brought up Ghostbusters when Ray thought of the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Exactly.
And that came to life.
Exactly.
Yes.
So can you imagine if you controlled your computer with your mind? Again, I think that when we talk about mind control, we're not talking about just a thought. I haven't read that much into it, but I'd love to know people who know about brain interfaces, because it says that the unnamed patient has had this into his head, and initial results show promising neuron spike detection. Yeah, but which neurons spike with which thoughts? And how do you control that? And I'm sure multiple neurons get sparked at different times. I mean, I really love Elon Musk. I really do. And I love that he's a futurist. But moving a computer cursor, would you have the control to move it? Would it be, and even if something was controlled by eye movement, my eyes dart all over the place. Am I the only one, or do other people want to admit that they wouldn't want their mind controlling stuff? That's what I'm curious about. Anyway, so let's talk about solar. Seriously, if we could somehow have direct sunlight hit our skin, well, it does give us certain vitamins, but what if we could convert that to energy without going through the photosynthesis to plants? I'll bet you people are working on it right now. What do you think? And then what about using, and people are already using light to transmit things, fiber optics in general. So I think when you have futuristic thought, anything is possible. We're going to be amazed at what's possible. Now, we talk about a computer being implanted into our brains as an implant, but we also are doing the opposite. We are actually implanting organics into technology. They've been playing with that for years because we know the brain is faster than any computer in how it processes, not necessarily in bulk or what it retains, but in speed of processing. So we have been experimenting with organic memory and synapse kind of connections in technology. We've been experimenting with that. And there were some people who predicted we would eventually have some kind of organic computer, or an organic mechanical computer, not mechanical, but organic, a technical organic computer, where you would have part machine, part organic material. So this stuff excites me. But of all the news today, that really excited me, except, as I said, I'm not sure how we get past that random thought kind of thing of mankind and how I mean, would you want a street filled with cars being operated by our minds, or airplanes or anything, or even technology? Anyway, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. So I have some other news I wanted to talk about. Denver, as you know, you may not know, but they have the Denver Basic Income Program. It's been paying a stipend to people who are homeless. Did you know that? It was earmarked for women and families and people who need a stipend. Now, I don't know how you become eligible for it, but the project is now open to immigrants. So if you're here in the country, whether legally or not, you will be entitled to income. They range from $50 a month. Did you know this was happening? It goes from $50 a month to $1,000 a month. There are even one-time cash transfers that they give to people. Have you heard about it? And because we are given this money, we're known as a sanctuary city. I mean, there was never really a law that said we're a sanctuary city that I know of. But in any case, the basic income will be given to migrants as well. I thought you'd like to know that. 303-713-TALK. We have more coming right up.
Do you have great credit and are you good with your money? But you have almost 3 decades of mortgage.
All right, Tom, you got about 15 seconds, and Fuller's on the phone, ready to go.
100% principal first. You can pay off in less than 10 years without changing your spending habit. Plus, you keep 24/7 access to your equity. As we say, not everyone has a life changer loan, but we guarantee everyone wants one. It's not magic. It's just math. So check us out at lifechangerloan.com. That's lifechangerloan.com.
Life Changer Loan Corp is a licensed Colorado mortgage company. NMLS 1863775. Life Changer Loan Corp is an equal housing lender.
You know, one thing that I talk about with John Fuller is that you get the personalized attention, and that he only takes as many cases as he can personally work. You get a cell phone number that you can call or text at any time, and how he's a really hands-on attorney and will only take the number of cases he can personally work. You know, and I always say, watch out for people who brag about their results, because sometimes they only, pick 1 or 2 cases, and that's all they really have had. One thing John Fuller never does is brags about cases, but I'm going to ask him as a favor, because I really do want to know about some notable cases. I really do, John. So tell us about this one outcome you were very pleased with.
Hey, Tom, thanks. You always hear about the statistics that show that people that have attorneys on average get 3 to 4 times the amount of those who don't get attorneys and handle their own cases. And those statistics are absolutely true. But we just resolved a case in the last couple of days where my client, the victim of a very serious slip and fall, tried for about a year to handle the case himself with with the insurance company involved. They made him a whopping offer of $750. And after we got involved and went through the entire process, I'm happy to report that we were able to resolve that case for more than 650 times the original offer.
Wow.
So we did okay on that one. The lesson is that the insurance companies are not your friends. When these people make you offers over the phone, don't assume because it's a low offer that the case has no value. Do yourself and your loved ones a favor. Call us and talk about your case. You may be surprised to find out what the actual value of the case is.
Yeah, wow. And John, here the point is this, is that it costs nothing to talk to you, and then you guys can decide if it's a good case, and then if you do work for them, it's on a percentage fee basis. There is absolutely nothing to lose. 303-597-4500, 597-4500, myaccidentlawyer.co. Sheridan Auto Tech is a place that you can go for pre-buy inspections for used cars, service and repairs and maintenance for any car, new or used, or you can get, of course, a foreign or domestic car fixed, including electrical issues. Sheridan Auto Tech will never suggest anything that you don't need. They're going to be very dependable and honest and value. On Colfax, west of Wadsworth, 303-455-7242, 455-7242, SheridanAutotech.com. You know, you hear a lot of people saying, do window coverings yourself. In fact, there's a commercial that talks about just take the measurements, do it yourself. It's, first of all, just taking the measurements alone are a challenge because not all the window openings, even though they look the same, are not the same. They could be off. And here's the deal. Made in the Shade will come and measure and have a design consultant suggest window coverings for different areas, and all of that's free up front. If you decide to go with them, then they order the stuff. See, first you find out exactly what it will cost. Then you order the stuff, and their in-house team guarantees it all when they install it. So you have everything going for you. No risk. Made in the Shade. Find out what they can do for you and meet your budget. Made in the Shade. DenverShades.co. That's DenverShades.co.
Good afternoon. Thanks so much for calling the Tom Martino Show. Hello. Okay. Oh, you have a question about solar? Okay, what's your name? Rodney. Perfect. All right, Rodney, hang on for me, and they will be with you as soon as possible, okay? Hold on.
Ten seconds, Tom.
Your trusted local fiduciary advisors, TrajanWealth.com. Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Welcome to the show. And Rodney, you have a comment on solar, and I was going to ask about the solar farms again. We're getting a lot of texts about that. We have Brooke White with us from Red Rocks Solar, Red Rocks Roof and Solar. Rodney, what's your comment on solar?
The solar panels on the ground, we build a tower. It's three-sided, so it catches the sun from all directions, and we can put them on about a 4-foot square piece of land, and we can install as many of them as they need to provide the services. So we're putting them in nursing homes, apartment complexes, homes, whatever you need to have.
Now, Rodney, let me get this straight. Let me picture this. You're saying instead of spreading out wide, you put them on four sides going up high.
No, three sides.
Why three sides?
Triangle. Because if it's four sides, you always have a side in the dark.
Oh.
It's three sides. One of the sides is always in the sun.
Really? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I was going to say, if I get your text, I can text you a document that shows pictures of it and what
Okay.
it does.
And or send it to us by email. Here's the thing, Rodney. Do you have
What
a
I was gonna
solar
do,
company?
what is I'm sorry?
Do you have a solar company?
No, I'm not. No, I'm not a solar company. I work for this company that builds these, and
what are they called? Solar towers?
solar towers. Yes.
Really? And so they're
Fantastic.
three-sided solar towers, and they go up.
Yes.
But aren't there height restrictions in a lot of neighborhoods and municipalities?
Normally, ours is running about 25 feet, which is below almost any height restriction they have.
And it manages to get as much sun as an array on the ground, is what you're saying.
It actually gets more because it's always up and as I say, now a big complex, we can install several of them in conjunction with each other to provide the power. Then they can use the rest of the land for buildings.
Is it called vertical solar?
Yes, it is. I'll give you the name of it.
Is
360
it
solar power.
Valitus?
No. I think it's called 360 solar power.
Okay, I'm looking at some websites here. Hey, Brooke, have you heard of this?
I have not heard of that, but that sounds like a really interesting project. Rodney, I'd love to connect with you after the show if you've got some time.
Yeah,
Sure,
that
I
sounds
sure
really
would.
cool.
Yeah,
And
I just
have you installed, Rodney, you're already installing them?
I'm the salesman. I'm not installing, but they're already being installed.
Okay, but
And
when
they've
you
got
say you're a salesman, but you're not a solar company, you just build the towers.
No, I just sell the product to the complex or the nursing home or whatever it is, and they build it, and I just get my commission off of it.
Okay, and so the solar companies that fulfill the orders, who are they?
They are in Las Vegas.
But if, let's just say, Brooke, who owns a solar company, wants to utilize these towers, will you guys sell towers to any solar company?
Sure will.
Yeah, so make sure you leave your number before getting off the air because she wants to talk to you about it. Brooke, this sounds fascinating to me.
Yeah, I love that because instead of having to spread out and have a bunch of land, it allows me to condense down a project. The only thing that I'm worried about is in Colorado, we have such high wind loads that I need to touch base to see, how we would actually need to build it to make it a viable option.
Rodney, how do they do in the wind?
I'm sorry?
How do they do in the wind?
Well, we've got some that are installed already that have gone through hurricanes, and they still run.
Now, Rodney, let me ask you this. How wide is each of the triangle sides? It's a three-sided.
About 3 to 4 feet.
That's all?
I haven't measured it, but
so you have
yeah.
four. Let's just say 4 feet. So you have 4 feet sides, going up about 25 feet.
Yeah, 25 to 35 depends. But the nice thing with it is, like if it's at the complex, it takes up one parking spot is all.
Gosh. Yeah, that's incredible. How much, though, how much surface area would a 25 to 35 foot pole, three-sided tower, like, what would that be equal to? What would that be equal to without doing a lot of math? What's that equal to on the ground?
I have no idea. I just found out about this last week. The company that I represented just brought this on, and I got the literature today, and I'm putting it into my computer, and I can email it to you.
So if they're 4 by, let's say, are they 4 by 8 panels, right?
Yeah.
What's the wattage on those panels?
What's the what?
What watt are you going with a 4 by 8?
I don't know. I haven't got into that deep of it yet. because I just got this literature.
So
yesterday.
if you go 4 panels up, you're at 32 feet. So you have 4 panels up and 4 panels. Okay, so you can really do the math and figure that out.
Yeah.
So
It's
so it's
fantastic.
4. If you go 4 by 8, you have 32 feet times 4 on each side. So times 12, I think you have 384 square feet. Brooke, does that sound about right? I mean, how many square feet do you usually get on a roof?
So the question is what is the size of these panels that you're doing? Because once I get the wattage, then I can look at it more apples to apples. But until we know what the
Well,
panels
if
are
it's
going
4
to
by
produce,
8, that doesn't tell you. They can be all different wattages.
yeah, exactly. So I need to know what power they're supposed to be producing to see what the difference is on, the ground versus a tower. Does that make sense?
And I think the panels they put on are at the wattage you need to have them at, because some places, like a private home, wouldn't need as much wattage as a apartment complex or a housing
So
project.
no, wait. So if you have 4 by 8 panels, let's just say 4, you're only going to get a few of them on. You're only going to get 3 of them on each side. No, 4 of them on each side. 4. So you're going to have 16 panels basically.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
No. You're 4, 12 panels. I mean, to me, that doesn't sound like a lot of panels on a 32-foot tower.
Well, the pictures that I have, that I'm going to send you, and the documentation.
Well, isn't there a website I can go to?
Yes, I can.
Yeah,
I'm
just
driving
give us the
down road
website
right now.
during the break, and we'll take a look at it. And then that would
Okay, I
be.
will.
I mean, think about this though. Of course, they could create their own shade if you put them too close together too. So you'd have that.
Yeah, you space them out.
Okay, thank you, Rodney. Appreciate it. Kachina, get his information and have him send us a website or get the website from him. Hey, Brooke, how many panels are on a typical roof?
Are we talking residential or commercial?
Residential.
Probably between 15 to 25 panels.
Yeah, so if you're talking about 4 by 8s and they go up 8 feet and they're 4 foot wide and there's 3 of them, I mean, there's only, you can only put 4 of those on each side. That would only be 12 panels, 12 4 by 8 panels.
Yeah, with a 4 by 8, usually a residential panel, you're looking at 3.5 by 7 feet. So that's why I was wondering about what the wattage was, because he's talking about a much bigger panel, which means that it probably produces a lot more power than your typical residential ones. He's also probably talking about more of a commercial grade, which means that they're a 3-phase panel, which means they're wired differently and they require different electrical stuff, for lack of a better term. So there's just a few things in order to compare apples to apples, but it sounds like a really cool project. I actually already have folks in mind that would benefit for something like that.
All right, we have more coming up. I'm Tom Martino, 303-713-8255.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martino now. Dan Kaplis today at 4, 630 KHOW, Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Our American Stories.
Major slowdowns continue south of the Denver Metro. I-25 southbound remains shut down between Castle Pines Parkway and Founders Parkway due to a serious accident. Stopped up traffic back from Lincoln. For folks on southbound I-25 hoping to detour, take Hess Road east to Crowfoot Valley Road, south to Founders Parkway, and back to southbound I-25. Into the metro area proper and on the west end, I-70 eastbound near Wadsworth, a slow-moving maintenance vehicle has 2 lanes closed with slow traffic back from Kipling. Fox 31, pinpoint weather, mostly sunny skies, high 62, overnight low of 30, tomorrow high 62 as well. The current temperature in Denver is 58 degrees. With your Impact Traffic and weather, Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
This is Lee Habib, host.
10 seconds, Tom. You're up next.
This week, we'll have the story of a man who became a POW in Vietnam 2 days before his baby was born. You won't want to miss the next episode of Our American Stories.
Hey, while we're talking about solar, a lot of people, after they get solar, they want to put as much as they can on electrical. And that's why 888heating.com is doing these new state-of-the-art heat pumps along with their gas furnaces. They have a hybrid system that can use a lot of electricity if you want it to, or not, depending on the days. And what's great about 888 Heating, they specialize in all kinds of high-efficiency heating and air units. If you're looking for efficiency, you need to check out 888heating.com. You save going in and you save each and every month. 303-770-2776. 770-2776.
Hey, it's Rick Lewis here.
3593.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Oh, that could be. It could lead.
Definitely something to consider.
Right.
Especially with folks that have trees or whatever on their property, and they don't want to have to get rid of all of them.
It's a great idea.
Yeah, I've got a project right now that I'm considering. Up in Estes Park that would really benefit from something like that. Issue with Burger King. This one sounds like it'll be interesting.
Is that one of the calls?
Yeah.
Because Mark closed it down, so I don't see the calls.
Yeah, I'm gonna make one more phone call and I'll be right back. Sorry about all this.
Doesn't bother me.
Hey, Dragon.
Yo.
I'm reading something, and it's on a conservative website, which is really shocking, but that House Republicans and Trump are fighting against a very strict immigration bill that the Democrats want to pass to bolster Biden. And Biden says he'll sign it. And it's very strict, but Republicans are fighting against it. They want to keep the issue alive. That fucking sucks.
Right, because that would mean that Biden's not doing anything and look better for the Republicans. Yeah.
That's kind of sucks, man.
Yep.
I mean, wow.
Yeah, I've heard something similar to that also. That there's something on the table that's actually pretty good, but Trump wants them not to do anything because.
So everyone fucking plays politics. God.
Oh
damn.
yeah. Yep.
Jesus.
What a world we live in, huh?
Now, one thing is refreshing. They didn't go light on this guy that leaked his Trump's tax returns.
Oh, they didn't? I didn't see what they gave him.
He got 5 years.
Oh, good.
A 5-year prison sentence.
Sure, yeah, take it.
The maximum. You know what, though? Because there was word that he might get off with a slap on the wrist.
Right. Now, if only they could do something for holding on to classified documents, Because when you store them behind your Corvette, that's a safe space.
I wonder if Trump still has people in the federal government that secretly want him. Or they all like the deep state too much.
Yeah.
Hey, I didn't see these deep fake pictures of Taylor Swift, nor do I care to, but
same.
But I mean, were they really that bad?
I have honestly no idea. All right, 5 seconds.
A treatment I received. AdvancedHair.com.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK. By the way, Compass Insurance Group still doing insurance checkups. Make sure you're not paying too much or you're underinsured or even overinsured. 303-996-9000, 303-996-9000. Okay, let's keep going here now. Steve's got a question on reverse loans. Go ahead, Steve. What's going on?
Yeah,
I need to borrow $25,000 to finish siding my house. I need to know if a reverse loan would be ideal due to the increased, what are they called? I can't remember now. Not interest rate.
Now, Steve, let me ask you something. Is your house paid for?
Yes.
Okay. I just want to tell you something about interest rates and reverse loans. Interest rates on reverse loans accrue against the house, so higher interest rates are actually more detrimental on a reverse loan than they are on a regular loan. Do you see what I'm saying? The only thing about a reverse loan is that you don't have to pay it back. It keeps accruing against the house. And if all you need is $25,000, it's going to be easy to get. But remember, that will accrue against your equity. You'll still have, most likely, with only $25,000, even with accrual of interest, you will have equity at the end of your life, or if you want to move to a nursing home or whatever. But just keep that in mind, okay? Interest doesn't go away. It's not a non-factor. It's simply a matter of when you pay it. So, Steve, I want to ask you something. And the one disadvantage of a reverse is that the interest rate accrues against itself. So it's compounded, meaning 1 year, if you have a $100,000 loan, or in your case, a $25,000 loan, and it accrues, let's say, 7% interest, then at the end of the year, it's 25 plus 7%, and then that starts accruing 7% interest. So you're actually paying interest on the interest. So it does accrue. Okay, now, there are other ways to do this. Let's talk about it. How much is your house worth?
$400,000 to $500,000.
How old are you?
66.
Okay. You could easily get $25,000 and do your siding. In fact, you get a little extra. Let me ask you about your income. Do you plan on making payments on the reverse loan, or do you just want to let it accrue?
No, I would pay it off within a year or two.
Okay, then it would be an excellent idea, because then you wouldn't be penalized if you couldn't pay it off. So in other words, it would give you, if that's your plan, you could make whatever repayment option you want. And that would be excellent. I would not necessarily want to, well, I don't know. It's not a bad thing. You could still get an equity loan and do the same thing. But even an equity loan will accrue against your house too. I mean, an equity loan is what a reverse loan is. So yeah, if you want to do a reverse loan and you want to pay it back, you can pay it back. If you don't want to pay it back, you don't have to pay it back. If you have intentions to pay it back and you have to skip a year, you can skip a year and then start paying it again. So yeah, that in your case, it wouldn't be a bad idea at all. But the way you put it just had me a little I don't know, hesitant when you said because of interest rates would a reverse loan be better. No, not because of interest rates, but because of convenience. And also qualification is easier. You don't have to have income or anything else. Whereas with a line of credit, you would have to have, a certain amount of income and all of that.
Yeah.
Why don't you call Mark and let him, Mark Massey over at our place, and not our place, but Empower Reverse, our exclusive reverse loan lender, and let him run the numbers for you. And he'll let you know if it's a good idea or not. But really, though, if you're going to fix up your home and do it, you may as well do it all at once and not stagger it out. Do you need anything else in addition to siding?
Well, we were in that storm last summer, and so the insurance has paid part of it, but they wouldn't pay for the entire house, only two sides of it.
Wait a minute. I'm going to give you Empower Reverse, but I have something else to tell you. Empower Reverse Mortgage, 720-500-7719. Now, you really probably could get your siding finished on all sides. What insurance do you have?
Nationwide.
Okay. There's a possibility you really should call Paragon Services, and that is our friend Matt Stanford over at Paragon, and he's on the referral list. I don't have it right handy in front of me, but Paragon Services on a referral list, and what you can do is ask him to take a look at that claim. It really could be that he can get them to pay.
I can give him the number, Tom.
Yeah, I think I just found it. Here it is. 719-726-0020. I truly think before you go out and get a loan, you should see if Matt believes he can get them to pay. He'll charge you a very small commission on that. It's worth it, brother. When was this this settlement? You only have a couple years to reopen. When was this settlement done?
Well, the storm was last June.
Yeah, you still have time. You still have time. Did you take a payment from them?
Yes.
Okay. I think you can still reopen it. Steve, I promise you, you can probably get the whole house covered.
All right.
All right, just please try that. Kachina, make sure he gets that number, okay? I got more coming right up.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's.
Major slowdowns continue south of the Denver Metro. I-25 southbound remains shut down between Castle Pines Parkway and Founders Parkway due to a serious accident. Stopped up traffic back from Lincoln. For folks on southbound I-25 hoping to detour, take Hess Road east to Crowfoot Valley Road, south to Founders Parkway, and back to southbound I-25. Into the metro area proper and on the west end, I-70 eastbound near Wadsworth, a slow-moving maintenance vehicle has 2 lanes closed with slow traffic back from Kipling. Fox 31, pinpoint weather, mostly sunny skies, high 62, overnight low of 30, tomorrow high 62 as well. The current temperature in Denver is 58 degrees. With your Impact Traffic and weather, Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
Get the appliances you need right away at Lowe's. Explore the largest assortment of brands you trust in-store or online at the best values. Plus, take advantage of their everyday financing offers. Lowe's knows home improvement, subject to credit approval.
You know, you've heard me talking so much about income for life and fixed indexed annuities and investment accounts and long-term care and all of these things that face us in retirement. And I'm right there with you at 70 years old. And let me just tell you something. Whether you want to work to 80 or 90 or whether you want to retire at 40 or 50, you need someone to help you plan. Retirement Planning Center of the Rockies. We're having a summit, okay? The Retirement Freedom Summit. February 8th. Please mark your calendars and join me. Listen, it'll be fun. No matter what, it'll be fun. Refreshments. It's at the Delta Event Center in Thornton, starting at 6 in the evening. Find out more at rpcenter.com, okay? That's their website, rpcenter.com. The Retirement Planning Center has a number of tools available to you in retirement. They'll tell you how they can help you make this plan and what you need to do to secure yourself. It's not a sales event, truly. It's informational, I promise you. That's rpcenter.com. SimplyFloorsInc.com. If you go there, you can schedule an appointment with one of their floor care consultants to pick the right floor covering for you at great prices. Or you can go to their showrooms at I-470 and Quebec, or you can go to 52nd and Ward. Whatever it is, you'll find it at Simply Floors. Whether hardwoods, engineered floors, luxury vinyl, planking, carpeting, whatever you want, they have. Simply Floors, INC, SimplyFloorsInc.com. If saving money excites you, you will never be more excited than going to EuroPlumbingColorado.net for all your plumbing needs, especially water heaters. The best prices anywhere on water heaters. Yes, they just start at $13.99. You don't find that anywhere. In fact, any size water heater you want, they can do, and they guarantee the lowest price. How about that one? And they guarantee the lowest price on plumbing repairs as well. EuroPlumbingColorado.net, 303-668-6844. How much time do I have?
3.
Okay, thanks.
Yo. So make sure you saw my email.
Oh yeah, the rotator.
Yeah. If you want, use it. If you don't, great. I don't know how Leland or Dan reacts to any kind of bumper music, but
Leland's kind of. It might be good for someone like Leland, where
because Tom doesn't care.
he doesn't
He
care.
doesn't react to it at all. So
Like if I played a song coming back that's topical, he might be like, "Oh, that was awesome, good job." But like, if I don't, he doesn't care.
Right.
He's like,
So for shows that don't care, I mean, it makes sense to have something like that for them.
Well, Leland is fixed at the top of the hour and then bottom of the hour.
Yeah. Get some goodies for me? For me?
Probably not.
Probably not.
Have so much fun. I don't know
Thanks.
what's in here, but it all goes in here.
Oh, well, yeah, that's
Whatever.
Martino,
So have so much fun.
Yeah, you take that crap. That's it. This is magical. Troubleshooter. 10 seconds,
Is that
Tom.
guy's fucking envelope?
Okay.
Leland Conway.
Leland thinks the way I do.
Dan Kaplan.
And Kaplan, he keeps fighting the good fight.
On Denver's talk station.
The station I keep it on.
630 KHOW.
Elizabeth, your turn. What's going on, Elizabeth? How can we help you?
Hi. Well, what's going on is my cousin asked me to get involved. She's also on the line. Long story short, a Burger King in Denver, my cousin went and got a burger, and after eating a couple of bites, she saw some of the filthiest looking green slime literally in it. We have pictures. Total fool.
It was blue.
Yes.
What was
blue.
it?
I'm sorry, wrong color. Who knows? Whatever it was, I think it could have killed the right person.
Now, wait a minute. So there was
Fortunately,
green
she didn't
slime in the burger, in the sandwich.
Totally green, blue slime, and let's say green-blue now, because I saw green, she saw blue. But anyway, it was slime in the burger. Really, it would make you gag, and it's really bad. And
Okay,
so anyway,
what did you do about it?
Went to emergency and then took the information, got the Burger King contact information, contacted the owner, and he's trying to roll the blame over to the supplier. And what's the name of the supplier, Lily? Pardon me?
Shamrock Food. Shamrock Food.
Right.
Okay,
right.
hold on.
So the
That's a
owner of
very
Burger
popular
King-
supplier, but hold on a second. What I need to know is this. Did it come from the bun or from the burger or from the from the toppings? Do you know?
When it was cut in half, that's when the blue came.
Did it come out of the burger though?
I don't know whether it was in the burger or whether it was in the bread.
Did you keep
in my freezer.
Hold on. Did you keep a sample of it?
Yes, I do have the sample.
And
we also have pictures.
Okay. We're going to have to continue this. I'm going to want to get those pictures. Now, when you say you kept a sample, is it in the refrigerator right now? Do you have it being held?
I put it in the freezer so it would stay.
Okay. Now, let me just bottom line this. Was there any health issue? Did anything happen?
Yes.
What happened?
I got constipated behind the half that I ate.
Did you get sick?
Yes, and I went to the hospital.
And
that's why we're calling you. My cousin did get sick. She went to the emergency, and we were fair. We wanted them to cover the bills, and we have the documentation of the emergency visit. And again, the owner just kind of rolled it over to another group, and so we're talking to you, and we know you know how to get things done.
Yeah, of course. Now, you would think that this guy would be, or this owner would be happy just to pay the bill and be done with it, because even if it did not cause you a damage, it did cause you to want to get it checked out. So hold on, Kachina, let's get her back on tomorrow and get one of our experts on for this. I think this is a good one to start it out. So thank you very much for calling. Hold on. By the way, Red Rocks Roof and Solar, redrocksrs.com. And don't forget, 303 Martino 24/7 for help. We'll see you guys.
Clear.
Martino.
See you, buddy.
Real Tom Martino.